Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to SmashCast. It's been quite some time since we actually had a SmashCast, to be honest. But I'm glad to actually bring it back. And with today, we are actually going to be speaking about something that's significantly important, to say the least. And that is our community. And so, without further ado guys, I'm going to join up the call with the rest of the guys who will be speaking today about the issues that are going on with our community, specifically the Smash 4 community. And here we go. Let me join the call. Yo, is that you, Manny?
Yo, what's up? Omni, what up, bro?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, yo. What's good, guys?
Green light.
Yo, what's up, fam?
What up, NNM?
Hello. What's up?
Yo, yo.
Alright. So, what's good, guys? You know what we're here to do, man. Here, let's get down to business. So,
You started?
yeah, we're good. I'm actually going to drag the Skype call into the stream. I'm actually setting that up right now. So, before we even start, yeah, I see you, Wes. What's up, dog?
Adapt.
Adapt.
But for real. Adapt.
Alright, once this thing is done freezing on me. OBS is weird. When you try to take out the game.
Yeah, it gives you that one moment, please.
Yeah, man. It's stupid. But until then, Omni, you got fans in the chat.
A word? A word?
Being semi-sarcastic, honestly.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess they didn't appreciate that last video.
I didn't appreciate it. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna talk it out. I actually got a video coming out soon that's gonna explain some of that stuff too. But you know what?
It's okay, bro. I appreciate it. It's okay.
Yeah, of course,
Hey.
of course.
I love the video, so don't take it to heart.
So
I'm about to make why Smash 4 will not die.
I think Zyro's gonna be a little bit late. Of course, Zyro's the most popular person ever. But no. In SmashCast, he's actually, I'd say, tame. So no worries about Zyro, guys. But let's get right into it, guys. So we're going to be discussing the future of our community, the Smash 4 community, and where we're headed right now, what issues we're facing at the moment. And what I'd like to talk about is similar to in the past with Brawl. You do remember how in Brawl we never actually had a united rule set. Everybody kind of ran what they wanted to run. You know? And so nobody was actually ever unified in a sense as to where Texas ran. I forgot what Texas ran. I think they banned Meta Knight over there too. And then everywhere else around the world we had Meta Knight, you know? But I feel like the same thing is starting to happen with this game where if we are to want to be taken a lot more serious, hey, I got it up, awesome. If we are to want to be taken a lot more serious, we need to band together and finally come to some terms of agreement on anything. And the most important thing at the moment, in my opinion, is the actual rule set for our game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I generally wanted to hear your thoughts on it. We'll kind of tackle each part of the rule set. Specifically, let's start with the stock count.
Should stay 2 stock.
Should stay 2 stock, but with what reasoning as well?
Alright, so you guys want to do this like each side takes turns? I think that's the most organized way to do it.
Pretty much.
Alright, so 2 or 3 first, I guess, because Manny already said 2. We're on the spot.
We're going to do 2.
Alright, Manny, I'll let you rock first, but then I got something typed up.
Nah, bro, you go first, dude. I always go second.
You know the rules. Super hot first.
The super hot goes first.
It's always the hypest man first.
Alright. So I say keep it 2 because, although I disagree with the logic behind this reason, one, we've already been doing it for quite a long time, you know, it's the way it's going, and it's going well. I don't think, you know, there's really too much of a reason to depart from it, and especially in a way that would add more game time and make the matches longer. So, we've already been doing it at Apex, we did it at EVO, we've been doing it at all the majors. It's a pretty big deal. There's yet to be a 3-stock major besides Sky's Invitational at the very, very beginning of the game. And
I think his Invitational went well, by the way.
Honestly, dude, I had a lot of trouble watching it. I'm not even, like, just being a jerk, you know what I'm saying? I did try to watch it, and it didn't hold my attention very well, and that's like, I'm someone very invested in the game, you know what I'm saying? Picture from, like, an outsider's perspective where you don't really know too much about what's going on, you know, the characters are fighting, things are going back and forth, and all of a sudden, like, 5 minutes have passed, and you might still be in the same game or something, right?
But you have to also take into account that the game was new, so everybody wasn't super familiar with how to kill as we are right now.
Of course, but I just mean in general, not just that specific tournament. So, like, 3 stocks, personally, I think it's a definite that it's worse for viewers. It's harder to hold people's attention for a longer time. And also, viewers are super, super important because they're the future of the game. They're future players, and they're what's going to keep the game in circulation. Like, you know, there's going to be maybe 200 people at any given tournament, but there could be 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 viewers in the case of something like EVO, you know? Like, the ratio of players to viewers is heavily skewed in favor of viewers, and that's also because such a small percentage of people that own Super Smash Bros. For Wii U or any Smash title or interested in Smash at all are actual competitive players.
Hey, can I step in on that spot you that right there?
Yeah, go for it.
So you said that you're bringing significance to the viewers, which is true, which I'm pretty sure we're going to be talking about later.
Oh,
but,
yeah,
I mean, I also argue that, yeah, I know that the viewers are important, but I also argue that maybe perhaps the players are what brings the viewers in. Like, if you look at all of the communities, you look at all the fighting game communities, you look at all the mobile communities, and you see all the top players, the viewers revolve around those players. You see the Mango Nation, you see the Leffen Bros, you see, you know, Daigo, and you see this huge viewer fan base of the people who love the players. So it's kind of reciprocal because you think about it in that way where the viewers are also attracted to the players bring in viewers. So that's why, again, like in the Smash 4 community, it's kind of a shame because we have a lot of good top-level players who pretty much bash the own game and don't even represent the game that well. So they bring in these toxic viewers of like anti-Smash. It's like this bad apple spoiling the entire bunch kind of thing. But I would argue that the players are just as important as the viewers, but I would agree with you that the viewers probably dictate if the game will be successful or not in terms of an esports type of game.
Well, just in response to that, first of all, yeah, I agree the players are certainly important, and it is a reciprocal relationship, but harsh reality is if all the specific top players right now who, like, hated...
Hold on, sorry, Max, pause, though. If we're going to talk about this, let's actually then jump the gun from the rule set for a minute and talk about players versus viewers and what esports is molding us into.
All right, so just real quick...
Continue.
Yeah, all right, so, okay, so even if, like, every existent top player who hated two-stock just up and quit the game, I mean, there would be a new influx of new top players, and, you know, the engine would keep on going, right? But also, I think what's really important to keep in mind is that something that's good for viewers does not have to be bad for players, and vice versa. I don't think they're mutually exclusive, because, like, something that's fun to watch should be fun to play, and vice versa. If it's fun to play, it should be fun to watch. So if you're sitting there watching this game and you're just like getting a little bit sleepy watching it and it doesn't really captivate you because it might drag on for too long, then you're going to be a lot less motivated to go ahead and actually pick this craft up yourself. Like I said, the viewers are the future of the game. Like, the viewers, viewers are future players. So, like, how are you going to pool as many players to grow the actual in-person scene if it's less appealing to viewers?
Now, I agree with that, but my thing when it comes to viewers is, while I feel both go hand in hand or both similarly important, at this given point in time, I feel like players are getting shafted hard at tournaments. And when they speak up about it, they usually get told that they're just whining.
Yep.
Okay, so let's get more into this point then, because I don't see how playing two stocks is a slight to players or custom moves, because I think they're both more fun to play and to watch. Personally, I would way rather play in two stock tournaments. It's less mentally draining, doesn't take all day, and I mean, I know Zyro, if he were here, he'd be like, oh, well, if you just go to a tournament that's run by a good TO, it won't take that long, or it won't take extra time. But honestly, you could run everything perfectly in a tournament and do everything 100% frame perfect with your TO calling and stuff, but like at the end of the day, the game is out of your control. The actual flow of the matches, and adding a stock, like, you know, that's an extra 50% of the match is going to have to flow by. That's out of your control. It could end up going till 11.
But what's leading us to use two stock? Like, why is it that three stocks takes too long?
Because of the main reason why we're using it now is because a lot of people don't want to repeat the same, well, what we call mistakes that happen in Brawl. That's the main issue, is that it's just like what Doom was saying, or Max was saying, is that the main part of what makes our game thrive is the fact that we cater to our viewers. Like, the thing that is going to keep our game alive is the fact that as long as we have viewership and as long as we can represent ourselves to now, because since we're starting to broaden our horizon towards esports, is the thing is we have to appeal to the vast majority of things, and what a lot of people think killed Brawl. Well, what's one of the things that could be argued that killed Brawl? Well, that made Brawl get looked at in such a negative mindset is the game just took too long. You know, everything was so defensive, and all of the mindsets of people, all of the stock that just lasted way too long. People lasted to way too high percents, and it was just like, you know, let's just try and fix that in this game by using 2 stocks instead of 3 stocks. There's a whole nother reason why I don't think that works anyway. A lot of it's to do with raid and stuff like that, but just to answer the point, that's the reason why a lot of people prefer 2 stocks, because they don't want to repeat the same mistakes, so quote unquote mistakes that were in Brawl.
I
what do you think, Wes?
I mean, I think honestly, I think the community as a whole, focusing on viewership when a game first comes out isn't the smartest thing. As a community, we need to just focus on the players and the community within before viewership. Once we get the community, like, I guess, unified and at least settled into what type of rules we need.
Yeah, once we understand how we're going to play the game, essentially.
Yeah, first we got to figure out how we're going to play the game, what the top players or just players in general, what all of us will agree upon. Then I think the viewers will be like, all right, this community has the rules intact and we can actually follow. Because right now, if I'm looking on the outside, you know, looking in, I'm looking at tournaments and I'm like, all right, this tournament is like, oh, customs, and then this tournament is no customs, this tournament is 3 stock, and then some people are like, why are we doing 3 stock with teams but then 2 stock singles? You know, it's just, the community is everywhere.
Red light, green light?
To sustain,
red light, green light.
I guess a good amount of viewers watching the game. Just like Melee. Melee, it took years for Melee to freaking even sustain a good amount of viewership. It took us like it took these guys like 13 years before people really cared about the game.
Nah, that's not fair.
Yeah,
and to also be fair, that it took Melee.
Listen to me. There was a time in Melee where I guess it was the Great Depression of Melee, where there was
right.
this is when Brawl, I guess, year 1 and 2 of Brawl, and this is one of the reasons why I quit Melee, because there was barely any competition, barely any tournaments going on. So then I was like, screw it, you know, I'm gonna just stick to Brawl. And the reason why is because I guess a lot of the community people, they didn't have proper rules that they wanted to stick to. So then a lot of people went to Brawl year 1 and 2, but then obviously a lot of Melee vets, they was like, all right, this game is trash, I'm gonna go back to Melee. And then what really brought Melee back to where it is now, or back to being more popular, the best game, is the documentary. That's really what helped freaking Melee. If the documentary didn't come out, I wouldn't say Melee wouldn't be where it's, actually Melee wouldn't be where it's at now so fast, but Melee would be on a rise, I guess.
It could have potentially died without it, and that brings us back to the point about how the players bring the viewers. Like, once you create the story within Melee and how it's shaped, it brings in everyone. It brings in everyone, and it literally from that point ignited into this spark where it's like, wow, this is the story of the guys that play this game. I didn't even know these guys existed. This is pretty epic. This is some anime kind of stuff. Let me play some games with these dudes, and it just jumpstarted.
Most of us are also Brawl players in this call, and Brawl's history is lost, never recorded.
I got a question.
We have so many stories, so many narratives that could have came from Brawl, but now that's gone. And with Smash 4, I feel like right from the get-go, we're trying to reflect and immediately become what Melee is. But I feel like we're rushing into it. We're trying too hard.
You know,
that can potentially hurt our community.
Everyone in the Smash 4 community wants to be the next Mango, be the next so-and-so, be the next... No, stop it, relax. Like, you know, the game just came out. We need, as a community, come up with some type of rules before we even try to, like, be the best at the... I'm not saying don't go to tournaments, but before we try to, I guess, be on the same type of level with these players right now, because Melee has a lot of history. 13 years is something hard.
Yeah, you can't imitate that right off the bat.
It's hard.
But yo, sorry to interrupt. Somebody just PM'd me and said to turn off your music, Tyrell. I think it might still be playing on the podcast.
Music? No way. I closed it. All right. But thank you. I'll look into it.
All right, guys. Let me just say something real quick.
It's off. What the hell?
As a community, what do we want? That's the main question. Do we want more viewers, or do we want the players to be happy? Like, what do you want?
I want to find an equal balance between.
I agree.
Both.
Yeah. But what if you had to choose? What if you had to choose? Like,
exactly. That's what I'm getting at.
If I had to choose, That is an extremely hard question because I'm a player at heart, so therefore I'm gonna want to see people that are like me the happiest.
All right, now check it out. I'm a player and a spectator. Okay, I spectate just about almost any tournament that's on Facebook. You know, you guys are just getting all these statuses, news feeds telling me, "Yo, watch this, watch that, watch this," and I go as a player because I'm a competitive player. I go out and play tournaments and stuff like that. I play. And the game's fun. The way it is, I love it. I feel like it's just the way it is. Spectating it, same thing as well. You know, I personally feel like if you guys need to decide what you want, okay, because you can't just have two good things all at one time. You have to have one bad thing. Like, you have to sacrifice something. Something has to be sacrificed. You can't just have too much of a good thing. It just doesn't work that way, okay? So, like, if we're leaning towards spectators, which is nothing wrong with that, because like what Max said, spectators is what makes the game more hyped and what gets the game spread out a lot more than players would. Because if you notice in Brawl, I mean, we had a lot of Brawl players, but we didn't have any spectators. Like, when we saw Meta Knight versus Ice Climbers, no one was going to watch that. That's a fact. Okay, so as players like Vinny, NAKAT, Zero, and all of them, you guys are hype as players, but you guys are just players alone. You can't just make a giant audience appear out of nowhere, out of thin air. No, it doesn't work that way. So unless you do something to your game to make.
Are you sure about that though? So yes, do you think that viewers do not watch the tournament depending on what players at the tournament? Why do you think players are put in the headlines of events, or events are hyped up due to the fact that Leppin flew all the way? Well, I don't know why he was out here in New York, but he came to Nebulous last week. That event was large as hell, and I'm pretty sure, and Gunblade could probably back me up, it's because Leppin's appearance to the event definitely generated people to want to actually come out.
Of course.
Okay. No, I completely agree with that. Like, there's a Melee tournament this weekend, Sweet, and like before they put West Balls in that title, there was like 40 entrants. Now there's like 120. Like, no, that's the reason why I have it.
That's the kind of, that's not really viewership, man. That's like participants being written.
Yeah, that's not really stream monsters. That's not the guys watching at home.
After you,
let Gunblade talk. Let Gunblade talk.
Yeah, go ahead, Gunblade.
I think happy viewers make happy players.
Thank you.
Somebody can always come and take your spot as a top player.
Exactly what I said.
Without the viewers, then you players won't get the opportunities to, if we were trying to be esports. Without happy viewers, then the opportunities from people who have the resources won't come, because they're not going to put their resources in something that people don't want to watch.
Exactly.
And if a player is not happy with how the game is and they step away from playing, then that viewer can step up their game and take the spot as a top player, and then they will reap the reward of the viewers being happy.
Yeah, exactly. To jump on that too, I feel like again, I don't think that we need to neglect the players, but
exactly.
If we want to create a community for both the viewers and the players, I think we need to go at. We can't do it maybe at the same time, but if we understand that the viewers are they are the most important factor when it comes to a game's growth, then we can focus on the viewers, and then once we get that established, we can start, okay, now, is there anything that we can tweak that will keep the viewers happy, that will start allowing the players to also become a little bit happier? Is there anything that we can, we can make small movements, small changes, but we continue to make the viewers happy and then slowly bring it back over to the players? Because you know what, case in point, like you just said, happy viewers, happy players. If you have 100,000 people playing a game that somehow you don't like, I'm pretty sure you're still going to be happy when you have 100,000 people watching your match, cheering you on. So it's priority, and viewers do get priority, and we come second. But in the grand scheme of everything, it all works out better that way for everyone, in my opinion. So yeah, I definitely agree with you.
That's how Melee started out too. Like I remember back in the earlier days of Melee, there were 3 stocks, there were 5 stocks.
Oh yeah.
Like, they just they were trying to figure out what helped to make the game look more appealing and to make it run efficiently. And that's what I think we should honestly do now.
What you guys are saying, I'm literally trying to beat it into my brain to find a way that I can agree. But historically, just from seeing how the way, like, not in Melee, but Brawl players, depending on what character you played, just to see some of the stuff that would happen in chat. The player that was playing on a stream, if he were to check the chat after he was done playing, if he played Meta Knight or Ice Climbers, there's a lot of hateful things that would make that player feel like shitty.
So that's going to be within anything.
But that's real life.
That's real life.
You're gonna have people who don't like your game.
That's real life. But then you have that player thinking that now he has to actually craft his style around to please viewers.
That's when you have to have a strong mentality. That's when you have to have a strong mentality. Because you can't just let viewers.
I'm not talking about me. I played Ice Season Brawl. I don't really care.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And notice how you would chill. Like you play, despite everyone saying I hate Ice Climbers, I hate this character, I hate NAKAT. You still stuck it out, and you had a strong mentality and said, you know what, I don't care. I'm going to beat my opponent. I'm going to do what it takes to win. In Brawl, there was nothing wrong with that. There was nothing wrong with that.
That's what makes or break a top player.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I'm like that doesn't have anything really.
People, a lot of people hate Mayweather, right? I don't like his fighting. Dude, I don't like his fighting. I mean, a lot of people don't like his fighting style because he runs the clock out. He runs just like Smash 4, ADHD ran the clock out. That's his style. You can't take that away from him. That's a part of the game. No matter what you do in Smash Brothers, no matter what rules you have, there's going to be a character and or player that's going to have the ability to just run the clock out.
Run that clock out.
And Tom, I want to add on to that.
The game. People may like him or may not, but at the end of the day, it's about the W. And the thing is, too, you're still going to give viewers. You know why you're going to give viewers? Because people want to see either them take him. They want to see who's the next person to take him out, or they want to see how he's going to. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much want to see the hype. Whether it's not hype or not, it's still hype because they want to see either the person lose or them keep winning with that same style. Like, who's the next person to take him out?
That's why Floyd Mayweather got all them haters, but he makes mad money on every single time.
People still go watch his fights.
That man wins every.
You want to see who's the next person that's gonna, that'll be able to beat him. And he still hasn't lost yet. So
I just want to add on to that, like, basically, me being a Sonic man, obviously, and I timed people out in Brawl and etc. and did my own thing. I know, Gunblade. I know you're shaking your head. Deal with it. This is okay. So, me being a Sonic main, a lot of people, I know for a fact, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this saying, but this saying is legit. Not everyone's gonna hate you, but not everyone's gonna like you either. Okay, that's a fact. If people hate my gameplay, oh well. If people like it, I don't care. It's a matter of perspective, and it's a matter of a lot of other things as well. I'm out here running the clock, doing my own thing, and I get the W. Woohoo. Like, if someone tells me, I hate your playstyle, it's really lame, I have no respect for you, cool. I honestly don't care because in my eyes, I don't care because it's who I am as a player. I'm not going to change for my opponent or a spectator. That's a fact. Okay?
But that's a good point that you brought up, that you're not going to change, because then it starts circling around the fact, like, like people like DeBuzz, you guys who are like Seagull, who from the get-go, you are prepared to time out your opponent and bring up this match and drag it out as long as possible. Unfortunately, in a game like this, it's not as viewers are not going to like it. Viewers are just not going to like it, unfortunately.
This is true.
And then when you see this happening where you have 4 people who are all timing each other out in top 4, it's like, okay, well, is this the meta that we're in? Is this the game that we're all playing?
Yes, exactly.
Starts decreasing. And so what it does is it decreases, I want to say, the popularity of the game, but people will not respect the fact that you guys are doing everything you can to play to win. They won't respect your resolve, unfortunately, which is only what other players can probably respect, but not the viewers. So that it brings us this dilemma of like, okay, what, do I need to pick a character who can style on people? Because, that's going to bring the audience, but then at the same time, that's not going to bring me the win.
You're probably going to get like 17th or 25th at a match. Yeah.
All right,
I understand that. But here's the thing. Rough. The truth of the matter is, if you're a player and you want to be a top player, you need to have a strong mentality. Like, this is like, compare Smash to real life, where you got bullied and you either took the bullying or you stood up and fought. Okay, there are players with a thick mentality who are like, I don't care what you think. I'm gonna do my own thing, Or there are people who submit and go, you know what? I'm just gonna play Captain Falcon to entertain.
Hey! I knew you were gonna say it. Shit.
But
wait, a real talk. Let me jump in when you're finished, though.
Yeah, let Doom go.
Yeah, go ahead, Doom.
All right. So, First of all, I don't think that individual players should have to worry about whether or not they're the ones bringing the hype or not. That is not something that is in one man's hands, and that's why something like a rule set is what's important. That's what sets the pace of the game. That's what sets the tone. That's what defines the game, is how the whole tournament plays, not ADHD's matches or Static Manny's matches. Yeah, those might go to time, whatever, but the point is to make sure the majority of matches, the overall tournament experience, is not going to be something that drags on and takes forever or is terrible and boring or like in any way, right? Now, second, again, I'm going to bring up the fact that viewers and players, what's good for them is not mutually exclusive. I think things can be good for both of them. So again, if it's fun to watch or if it's fun to play, it'll be fun to watch and vice versa. Now, if we're truly trying to make a rule set that caters to the entire community, which includes viewers and spectators, if we were to do it democratically, the viewers outnumbers, viewers and players, not spectators. That's the same thing. I do know that. But anyway, yeah, I don't, like, the viewers are the huge majority over players. Huge majority. So if we really were trying to just, like, say, yeah, let's cater to the whole community, let's do it fairly, like, based on the numbers or based on what most people want, then honestly, the players would get kind of shut out. And I think, like, players do deserve a strong voice and a strong influence on what happens, because also we're the ones that know the game the best, right?
We put our money into the game. We put our time into the game.
Exactly. But, again, I really, like, because we're talking about Floyd Mayweather, we're talking about specific players. Let's stick to the real topic at hand here is 2 stocks versus 3 stocks. And I think, again, as a player, I'd way rather play 2. Like,
Does
I don't
anybody want 3 stock here?
That too. Like, I also feel like we're very late in having this conversation. It's already a few months into the game. We've been rocking.
My main issue with the 3 stock, 2 stock debate was where we said we would test both, but we immediately shafted 3 stocks and started out with 2 stocks, and we never.
But did we do that?
But that's
we rarely tried it compared to the amount of 2 stock events that we had.
Some regions run it, and their viewership and entry are not spectacular. And I think that the fact that we went straight to 2 stocks so quickly is just the market or the community speaking for itself and being like, yeah, like this is what we want.
We did that at Apex, right? And that did not.
No one complained about 2 stock. Like, out of the times that 2 stock was hosted, who complained? Let's be honest.
Like, somebody lost at tournament and like, oh, I lost because of 2 stock.
No, exactly.
We went to,
like, why did you lose because of 2 stock? Oh, I SD'd.
Now, what do you think?
Well,
what do you guys think that the rage has in terms of influencing stock decisions?
That is the biggest reason why I am almost like, I love 2 stock, and the fact that, you know, the matches are a lot quicker. You know, like, it provides a lot, like, you know, you can get through the matches so much quicker. But, like, that rage effect is such a detriment for me. We did 2 stock and 3 stock in Michigan. We did 3 stock was amazing, but the fact of the matter is just that it just killed all our viewership. We never got, like, really good streams because no one would want to sit there and watch, you know, Diddy or Lucario, you know, live to like 300, like 200%, and then it was just a mess. But then when we did 2 stock, all of the tournaments ran significantly faster. We got so much more viewership. And
let me ask you a question though. Let me ask you a good question. What month was you playing the game? Like what? Like, I guess
this was from the beginning up until the middle of it when we decided to switch up.
So honestly, the game is still fresh, dudes. Like,
it's been what, 6 months now?
It's been 9. It's been 9.
5 months.
No one's really a god at this game. People are still having problems edge guarding Rosalina, for goodness sakes. Like, Rosalina has no hitboxes on her recovery, and yet this guy, the Buzz, is still coming back to the stage like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm getting close. I'm getting close to taking him down every time.
Fading out. Can
you hear what I'm saying? Like,
I know.
I can't hear him.
We stripped the game before the game even was, you know, had even life to breathe. Like, we stripped the game down so many different things. We stripped it from customs. We stripped it from, I guess, 3 stock. We stripped it from a whole. We stripped the stages before we actually had proper tests on all the stages. I know people like, oh, Wes, you know, walk-ups are terrible. Have we actually sit down and tried all the stages out, like, you know, back and forth? No, we haven't.
Yeah, can you hear that? Is somebody fading out?
Everything down so fast.
Wes is fine.
Oh no, it's me then.
I don't know. I feel you, Wes. All right, so this is, and I think this is what you're saying, Wes, is that when you approach a new game, you should start with everything on, and then you peel away, you know, time at a time.
I do agree with that.
As opposed to, I want to say, you know, the conservative rule set. That's actually a great point, because I actually have a complete opposite view on how you should start the game. The way that I look at it, I've mentioned this before, is that every Smash game has a fundamental layer of what defines it as a competitive Smash game. There's stocks, there's a timer, there's a specific stage rule set, and I can't remember the fourth one. But if you just use those 3 to 4 fundamentals, you can create or imitate pretty much the same Smash game amongst all the genres of games. It's just that's how it works.
See, that's a big issue right there. Why are we dictating each Smash based off the previous Smash? Each game is different. Each game is different, so we should we should pretty much treat it as its individual game.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I agree, but I'm thinking
that's why I feel people shouldn't like, oh, Melee had this rule set, so maybe we should strip down these stages because it didn't work. The reason why we got rid of freaking walk-off stages in Brawl or even Melee is because there was infinite chain grabs.
And corner camping, which would not change. Corner camping for the kill would not change. 0% kills. I think that would be terrible.
At all. That is not something that anyone wants to experience.
But he is right. He does have a point that we haven't tested.
I don't want to draw the conversation to walk-ups too long, but my big issue, my whole thing is about walk-ups is that it's still a risk for the player going to the blast zone as well as the person who's not at the who's not camping the blast zone. It's still a risk depending on the
rage though
matchup and everything. But like I said, that's for another time.
Yeah. Okay, so for a serious topic, does anyone here hate 2-stock? Because NAKAT, you mentioned how you were upset that you couldn't test out 3-stock, but where was the voice of people asking, "Yo, let's do 3-stocks"?
There were some people that were saying that. But the majority wanted 2-stocks. And so, without further ado, even though us right in here in Tri-State, I even recall Kitaro and others saying, we're going to test both. That never happened.
Okay, did you guys, host a 3-stock tournament?
Yes, I actually hosted 2 3-stock tournaments.
Okay, and how'd it go?
It was fine to a degree, and then people that didn't like it actually were at the event. The people that didn't like it, the small majority, they were actually talking down on the event due to the fact there's 3 stocks.
Okay.
Very disrespectful in a sense as to where it wasn't just saying, oh, I don't like it. They were just being obnoxious.
Hateful, yeah. Okay, I understand that.
Right.
That's another issue with the community. Like, I don't agree with the rules that that some of the guys have, but I still go and support it and try to be open-minded and test them out. But my issue is that when people try to do stuff outside the box, people already be like, oh, I can't speak to this guy no more. His tournament is trash. His or her tournament is trash, and then they go on stream like, oh, this is boring.
Yeah, you can't change that, man. That's just toxic, man. I understand
what you're saying, but we as community leaders need to figure out some way.
Gardex says Europe is all about 3-stock. So I also want to keep in mind internationally as well when we're when we're having these discussions. With as much knowledge as we know, I'm gonna check the chat for those who are international. Please speak up because I'd like to know what's also happening, in your country as well.
Okay, but back to the 3-stock.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say I think Japan is also very pro 2-stock.
Yeah, no, they are. They're completely 2-stock. I don't think I've seen a 3-stock.
Yeah, NAKAT. So you hosted a 3-stock tournament. Ignore all the people saying I hate this, I hate that. What did the players say at the end of it? What did the players say?
You know what? Most people don't really say anything.
Okay.
They just pack it up and that's it.
Okay, so here's something that you guys need to try out in general. If you guys are hosting tournaments, host different types of tournaments, like what you just did. Like, apparently just because some people badmouth the 3-stock format, you're like, okay, you know what, I'll just let it die off, I won't bring it back kind of ish. That's what it sounds like you're saying to me. Because a bad thing happened, and you're like, you know what, I guess 3-stock's probably not going to work out, so we just have to stick with 2-stock. You have to be persistent if you want to experiment with certain things. Like, if you want 3-stock to be a thing, you go out there, you host as many 3-stock tournaments as you can. Like, so far, from what you told me, you hosted 2, and we're 9 months into the game. You should have been hosting like at least 20 at this point. If you really want to test out 3-stock, you should have been hosting a lot of them. Or not just you, but a lot of people in the community in general. If people have interest, explore the interest. Like, you guys are trying to unify us, but realistically, we all live like 100,000 miles away from one another, dude. So while you guys are doing 2 stocks and no customs, I'm doing my tournament. I'm doing a tournament tomorrow, and I'm doing 2 stocks with customs just to experiment and see how it goes, and then give you feedback on, hey, this is pretty legit. It's not that bad, etc. And you exchange information with one another.
Yeah.
Like that's the problem. You guys are trying to unify something so quick.
That definitely is an issue. And the thing is, TOs, they're scared to host tournaments because either number 1, reputation, and number 2, monetary compensation. Pretty much having money in their pockets.
Yeah, that's
look, all right. So Manny, you pretty much this is like this gonna be a battle because you pretty much just spoke everything that I was pretty much like against with. If you guys saw the video that I made, the bomb that I was going to drop on you guys is in regards to the fact that, again, I think it's a direction thing. Some people think that we should start with the experimenting and then find our path. And then, like, there's people I think that what we should do is try to find a common place so that we can create a common meta. Because as of right now, I do not see a meta coming into place. I see so many different rule sets, so many different customs, and it's great. We have all this variety, but when essentially are we going to say, okay, let's create a meta. Let's create a common meta where both America and Europe and Japan are all playing the same game and everyone is practicing within the same limits, so that when we come to a tournament a year later to EVO, everyone has been practicing in this meta. The meta has grown.
Yeah.
But what's happening now is there's so many different metas. It's like, okay, do I practice with customs? Do I practice with non-customs? Do I practice with these stages or that stages?
I get you with that. I understand what you mean by that. And the reason I'm not against that, because from my perspective, I feel like we already have a common meta of 2 stocks, 6 minutes and all that. That's why when I found that out, when I went to tournaments, and I'm like, okay, it's going to be 2 stocks, 6 minutes, this stage, that stage, this stage, this stage. I'm like, okay, so I have a pretty much good general idea about it. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go explore and see what customs is like. Like, it's not just me trying to, like, change the pace of the game. It's just one local tournament that's, like, what, $50 if you get first place? $100 if you get first place? It's not that big of a deal. It's a local tournament in Florida. You guys are in New York, New Jersey. You guys are in Europe. You guys are doing your own thing. You know, like, this is why when I host tournaments, I normally keep it on the down low and just be like, you know what? I'm going to experiment. I'm going to do this, do my own thing, and then I'll let anyone know, hey, just a while ago I tried this out. You may want to try, like, keep in mind, this game is still new, and we have so much time on our hands, you know? Like, I see tournaments being hosted weekly. Like, New York, New Jersey, you guys got a tournament on Friday, y'all got a tournament on Saturday, y'all got a tournament on Sunday, Monday, on a Tuesday. I mean, let's be real. Tuesday. Let's be real. You guys have so many tournament opportunities to experiment, you know? Exactly. We're not gonna say just do this, yeah. No, just figure out what you want. Because so far at Apex, we had the meta. Apex said, we're going to do 2 stocks, 6 minutes. Y'all can shut up. All right?
But then they put customs in there. Nobody was really...
No, that's a different tournament. This is EVO, okay?
Oh, yeah, let's wait for that. No,
let's not jump on customs too hard.
That's a whole other... I got a whole...
Yeah. But yeah, we should move to customs very soon, though, because we only spent 40 minutes talking about the stocks.
Yeah, we should jump on that. That's huge.
Yeah, my point
is... I love that topic. Let's go to that, man.
Wait, before we do that, can we, like... everyone give their whole explanation. Exactly. Like first, like you can go through each, because I feel like some people just aren't speaking at all. What you can do is just like everybody say like whether or not you agree with customs being ran or whether you
Gunblade go. You never talk. Yeah. Go.
Wait, hold up.
Somebody's like, you know, everybody should get a chance to speak on this one.
Yeah,
this is a hot topic for. This is probably why a lot of people came in the first place.
Let's get our parting shots on 2 and 3 stock first, though. Everyone get like a 30-second to a minute spot, just you, and then we'll move on.
All right, go. Gunblade, go.
Gunblade, go!
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You just sitting there.
I'm pro 2 stock. I'm just thinking about a tournament, the number of stocks involved. If every game in the tournament goes to game 3 and 2 stock, so do the math. If every game in tournament goes with 3 stocks to game 3, then we're gonna be there for a game and night. I don't really like that. Also, I've heard a lot of people that had complaints against 2 stock because they've SD'd, and that's your fault if you SD. Stop being bad.
What's the S stand for? What does the S stand for?
Self-destruct. And in a game where, at the moment, as Wes said, people aren't edge guarding right, like at this point, like you're recovering for free, so how are you SDing? But yeah, I'm really for 2 stock, just for the length of the tournament. The tournaments, Smash 4 tournaments, they've been lasting with 2 stock for a little while now. I mean, like the length of tournaments, even locals, it's kind of like a full day still. And in my head, I've actually been thinking like, oh god, what if this is 3 stock? Like, I would want to freaking sleep at the tournament, bring the sleeping bag.
I've seen you do it.
So yeah, that's just how I feel.
All right, go Max, go Max.
Again, pro 2 stock, both as a viewer and a player. As a viewer, it's really hard to look at something for like roughly 5 minutes plus. 2 stock, average game time is like 2.5, 3 minutes. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want to sit down and watch. Like, that'll keep me engaged the whole time. As a player, I don't want to feel mentally drained after playing a set. I don't want to feel like I need to go like hug my pillow for 20 hours straight after a tournament when I get home. You know, like especially driving from like north of New York City to tournaments, I don't want to get back at 5 in the morning and stuff. Like, and it still even does happen. Of course, if you're a good TO, you could get it done no matter the rule set. But you know, why prolong it unnecessarily? I think the format we have has been working very well, and the last thing we need to do right now is extend the duration of games. I also think this debate is kind of late to the game. I think it's been 2 stocks. Like the harsh reality is that it's gonna be 2 stocks. It's been decided for honestly since Apex, so for the past 2 months. But you know, especially in the time after that, it's just like really like, you know, I think that's the course we're on, and I don't want to steer away from it. I like the way things are going. 2 stocks feels great.
Okay, Manny, go.
Manny, go.
Oh, I go. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, Manny.
I'm absolutely pro 2 stock, and I say this because every tournament I've gone to, as of right now, I still feel like the game's pretty slow because I'm standing behind a setup watching 2 stocks happen, and I'm like, okay, when is this gonna end? 4 minutes. Okay, when is this gonna end? All right, that's game 1. Then it goes to game 2. Then it goes to game 3. I'm like, okay, this is still pretty slow. So if you guys want to add another stock, I'm not about that because I'm not just gonna sit there and wait. Because most of the time when I go to tournaments, I just end up sleeping waiting for my round to come. Because literally players play campy, that's a fact. So just giving them another stock to camp is something I'm not about. So I'm definitely gonna keep it 2 stock, like automatically 2 stock. Next.
Wes. Was a no-no.
Honestly. Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm pro 2 stock. Mainly just because like yeah, like what Doom was saying is that we've had 2 stock tournaments for a while now, and I don't think that change at any time. And if anything, it's just gonna like we could experiment with 3 stock and stuff, but I'm pretty sure I'm very confident that you know the meta is just gonna shift towards 2 stock. But it just seems like it's quicker. It's like it's what people are just more used to, and I think that's where it's you know if that's what everybody's running, that's what we'll stay with. And also it's just the fact that even the other regions out, you know, like not US or even still they're like angling towards 2 stock as well. And it's just, I don't know, it just seems to run faster, and it seems to be what captures most people's attention.
That's
I'm
very
not
important what Julian is
I'm
saying.
What?
I was saying, like, that's important what you're saying. I feel like international, like, we have to keep in mind that there are other people that are going to come here from across the country to compete. But that'll lead into the next topic, of course, which will be customs.
But I'm
in terms of stocks,
So, yeah. But like, I'm definitely for 2 stock at the moment.
And I'll actually go because I kind of agree with Julian. At the moment, I see that 2 stocks is the most popular format. However, what Wes was saying is he feels like nobody has had true mastery over the game, which in my opinion is also true. So I would feel like later on in the game's life, we should at least attempt, once people are more comfortable and familiar with the game, attempt to see what 3 stocks would look like at a later date.
Oh, also, I'm Zenodo.
I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Somebody was asking that in the chat. Julian is Zenodo.
Yeah, that's a no-no.
I wouldn't have a problem with that, Tyrell.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Me, I would say yes, definitely a 2 stock. It's funny you say that, NAKAT too, because you know you're saying how we can move from 2 stocks to 3 stocks, which I think is definitely a great option. And it's funny too how like the melee scene works. They actually worked from like 5 stocks and moved down to 4 stocks.
They went for 10 stock, dude.
10 stock?
They had 5 stocks at a point. There was a point where there was 5 stocks.
It was 5 stock.
Real quick, memory lane for like 20 seconds. We went from 10 stock to 8 stock, I think to 7, and then 5, and then 4.
No, and then 3. It was 3 at a point too.
It was a bad countdown, a really bad countdown.
Yo, that's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
I kid you not. I've actually been to a 10 stock tournament.
And you play Samus.
Wait a minute.
I would go
Like
crazy.
5, 10 people.
And this is in the beginning of the game, so you know how long matches took.
Wes, you was the best player in the world at one time, and you played Samus. If I would have fought you with 10 stocks, I would have went crazy.
I would have killed myself. I would have been done.
Oh my gosh. I would have went crazy. But continue, I'm sorry.
Oh, but yeah, so yeah, I think it's pretty much unanimous that 2 stock is the way to go. And again, like NAKAT was saying, man, like, yes, 3-stock is not gone. It is still possible for us to traverse 3-stock. But again, as you were saying, as we get a mastery of the game, if we start seeing games ending way too quickly, we're seeing people getting kill confirms much better, and games are just going like way too fast, and yeah, we can start saying, hey, community, how about we throw in 3-stocks for like a week or 2 or 3, see what it looks like.
Yeah,
and if it's still as bad as what it looked like, then we'll take a step back. I don't think the community is going to be like, oh no, boycott Smash 4 because you're trying to do something new. No, at that point, everyone knows how to play the damn game to the point. That's the problem too. The problem that the games take so long is because people still don't know what to do. People don't know how to edge guard, like Wes was saying. People don't know how to approach safely. They don't know how to defend safely. So they just
know how to
run.
shoot.
And
People don't know how to
if you run, you stay safe. And you stay safe, you live, you don't die, and that's the mentality is run.
Yeah.
So that's
easier. It's easier to play that way at first.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my opinion. I think 2-stocks are great. What about you, Wes? You still on that 3-stock train, or?
Well, pretty much just for, I guess, so we don't stay on, I guess, the battles, the battles of stocks. I would say right now I'll go with 2. I'll give up 2 just to do 2 stocks for now. But
it's unanimous.
Look, dudes, I'm calling it right now. And usually I'm right when I say this, but anyway, I'm calling.
I'm calling it.
If we do 2 stocks with customs on, right?
That's hype.
Like at least 5 months.
Yeah, that's sick.
That's hype.
You're gonna see everyone crawling on their feet at the door of 3-stock.
All right, let's talk about customs. No, let's talk about
We need organization here.
Dude, you know there's a lot of quote-unquote jank with freaking customs. Dudes dying at like 30%, 40%.
Yo, Wes, adapt, baby. What are you saying?
Adapt!
I'm not joking though. I feel like Wes is right. Adapt for real talk.
Okay. Let's talk. Let's go to customs.
Bring
I
the
think we should go to
offensive
customs.
power, but you gotta remember,
Yo, Wes,
villager.
adapt.
Bring the defensive power. Like it's
Yeah, exactly.
man. So you're not going to turn on customs and everyone's going to die. Villager is just going to sit there and not be on the stage, and you're going to be like,
Yeah.
What do I do?
Hold on. All right, let's go to this villager. Let's go to this villager bull.
Yes, let's talk about customs. I'd love to talk about custom moves.
All right.
That is customs. All right, that's the intro to customs. Pretty much, let's talk about this villager bull crap. Number one, this guy ADHD should have not been camping people out that easy, because once you grab the stage again, you lose invincibility. So
Yeah, seriously.
people should have been taking advantage of that. I don't know why. I don't know.
I mean, they know it. Like they know it, but it's not easy. Like,
wait, have you played against a villager without customs?
Hold up.
That's my whole point, though. People don't know crap. People don't. I mean, a lot of these top players think they know all about the game, but they really don't.
Yeah, hell yeah, Wes. You telling me that a couple top players think that they can outsmart and somehow like automatically predict the future of an entire game? Like, you think you're above the game? You're like, no, trust me, guys, it's not deep. The custom moves are just stupid. They're just gonna be so dumb for the whole time, and nothing's ever gonna change. Trust me.
Every custom move has some type of drawback.
It does. Very right.
For example, let me break down Sonic's custom moves. His side Bs. I think the burning one, for all you guys think that is cheap, it's not.
Shield.
Cheap. If you hold shield,
he
stays in front of you. He can't do much. You could punish him. The other one I think is kind of the same, and it's not good. That the one where he pops up and he comes down and puts you into the ground, that has flaws too. He can't use it against characters like Diddy Kong, because he'll just hold his shield and do up air to you, hoo-ha, or whatever the case.
That's what I do. I just hit him.
Coming from a Sonic man, I will say this is true. The weaknesses, like what you said for burning spin dash. Gunboy, leave me alone, dog. I'm gonna keep saying it.
He laughing at Omni.
I was laughing at Omni.
Oh, okay. So, burning spin dash, you hold shield and you get a guaranteed grab, jab, or depending on what fast character you are, you get a guaranteed forward smash. If a Sonic's burning spin dash is my shield, I can F smash him for it because he has a lot of lag from hitting my shield.
Yeah.
The side B spin dash, the key to avoiding that spin dash is just standing on the ground.
That brings up a good point. Drawbacks can be outweighed by the strength of the move as well.
Yeah.
Also take that into account.
A lot of people don't seem to understand that, like, people say customs are people say customs are jank, but that's not the case. Like, in the beginning of the game, I had a lot of people in my community saying, yo, this is jank. Like, something you don't see or you don't know about or you experience it your first time, it's somewhat jank.
Would you consider Cyclone Kong not jank?
No, I'm not
I'll
saying.
get to that.
No, we'll
Yeah,
get to
we'll
that.
talk about that later.
I'm saying though, like in the beginning of the game, when Diddy's were doing hoo-ha, y'all were saying that was jank, right?
And now it's meta.
like
Now
it's meta. Now you guys adapted to it, and you don't get bodied for free. You know, you got I'm living to 150 against Diddy, and I just don't get grabbed.
What Diddy's you playing against?
Bro, I play against Player One. I play against MED's Diddy. Are you joking me? Bro, I know about the Diddy life.
I've been watching this guy. He does his thing. Static does.
I know about the Diddy life. Bro, why are you trying to call out shots like Florida don't got players?
That's not a shot. I'm just asking what Diddy's have you played.
Oh, that's a shot.
in a very shoddy sounding
That
way.
is a shot.
Bro, like
Yo, dude, all of these customs have some type of flaw. Like, Samus's up B, the one that kills early. It's terrible. Like, she can't come back to the stage well with it.
are you talking about the Apex one?
She could fastball it though.
Now, Nairo says you didn't name any top
she can
Diddy's, dude.
fastball it, but your thing is, you're sacrificing a quick kill for a good recovery. She can't recover that well with the up B. I think it's called the Apex.
Apex.
Yeah, it's Apex Screw
You can't recover that well from it. So if I'm a person that knows that, I'm just gonna bait her to do it and then punish her, try to get her off the stage. And her bomb jump isn't that good in this game. Her up B, when she has that, is not that good either. So what is she gonna do to come back to the stage? Then you can probably spike her or do whatever you can to kill her.
So, opposed to that, where are we standing? Like, where's the customs debate? Where are we going with this? Because like I feel like
wait,
we're
let
just,
me-
like naming
we should
the
probably
customs
do,
at this point.
but we should probably do what we just did with the stock thing.
Yeah, we should.
Everybody
do
kind of just go
Yeah.
around and say.
I was
their
like,
piece.
wait, what? Where are we at with this?
All right.
Okay.
So real quick. So Max, you're pro customs, right?
Yeah.
Manny's pro customs. Wes pro customs. Brendan's pro customs. Julian, you're in between. Omni's in between.
I think we should determine whether or not, because like it's not necessarily that I'm pro custom or against customs. It's just where. Also, you should determine where you stand on it with Evo or with a big tournament riding on them. Like,
Oh,
let's
definitely. Because
Let's start because like that can.
I'm probably the hardest guy in here that's against custom moves, so I should probably go first, and I'll let you guys nitpick and try to tear me apart.
You jerk.
Yeah, call me what you want. Call me what you want.
Well, wait.
I think
Then
you should let Doom go next.
in a debate, I think, because I've never been in a formal one, but I think that like you would go last. You get the rebuttal because then you get your chance to prove us wrong because you're outnumbered. You know what I'm saying? I think it would be most fair if we say our things.
That's what you guys want to do?
I think that's more fair to you, honestly.
I think it'd be easier if NAKAT just said why he hates it. That's
All right, yeah, all right, whatever.
I just want to make fun of the
Wait,
cat.
why is Nairo on this call?
You
yeah,
make fun of
Gunblade
me.
and I are on the same side.
Hey, Nairo, you're in the call. Nairo, are you pro or anti or in between?
He's not connected yet.
Oh, he's not connected. No problem. Corner
Get
store
him
internet.
out of here, man.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here.
All right, but without further ado, guys, I'll go. Max, do you remember the post that I made in that group the other day?
That's a very vague description, so you
Okay, all right, never mind. I made a tweet about my opinion on customs, and I'm just going to read it out, and you guys can basically attempt to go from there. Keep in mind, though, from what I've gathered from the chat, is that customs are kind of split in Europe. Customs it's between half and half in Canada, apparently. In Japan is non-customs besides the Mii's, and interesting enough, they banned the piston punch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so without further ado, I'll pull up that post. And what I did say was, my opinion on customs are, there are a couple that cause drastic issues like killing at 40% and under, heavily promoting camping and planking, and have jank win boxes such as the Cyclone Kong, of course. Them being on has caused a divide within the community, and from what I have viewed in streams, they get ridiculed due to making the game look like a joke. I personally do not support them and the claim to adapt, because that can be said to those who also want them on to help with matchups they struggle with. A 5-month-old game does not need saving, and EVO should not be the testing grounds for customs. I'm worried about how the game is going to look on the big stage at EVO. Then I said, this was an argument in the past for Glory, in terms of 2 stocks. Why would we make it 3? They won't be practicing for the correct format. Well, you sure don't see customs on for Glory.
Okay. Oh, keep going.
No, that's it.
Oh, all right. Can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
About the For Glory?
I said customs aren't on in for Glory because there was an argument in the past with the 2 versus 3 stocks that, we should have 2 stocks because there are already 2 stocks off the bat in for Glory, and those kids, what if they come to tournaments? They wouldn't be prepared to play in 3 stocks if we had that on. but you don't have the option on playing with customs on and for glory. Why?
All right. So first, I think the For Glory thing is by far the best point of the anti-custom argument, by far. But I do think the reason that they did that is just because, for some reason, custom moves are unlockable, and they didn't want to make it like, oh, if you didn't unlock this yet, you know, you have to go lose record points against it, you know? But I do agree that, you know, having custom moves on is a bump in the road for accessibility when it comes to bringing players from, like, the casual community to offline. Of course, it's also 5 minutes on For Glory, but the timer is way, way less significant than custom moves. But I will give you that. I'd say that's by far the best point of the anti-custom argument, is that on For Glory, you can't do it, and that prevents it,
Max,
a lot of people from accessing.
You actually saying that, though, you are a defender of the piston punch, regardless of it killing Rosalina.
Oh yeah, I'll get to that.
Yeah, please, because I definitely want to hear how can something that can kill at 9% be defended.
Really?
Honestly, just because there's other stupid stuff in the game like that, and like
that kills at 9%.
It's part of the game.
Yes, there are.
But anyway,
yeah,
let me get, like, look at Rosalina's up air. But anyway, first, like, the biggest thing that I feel about custom moves, when you said like a 5-month-old game doesn't need saving, I don't think custom moves are an attempt to save the game. I actually think that, like how Omni and West were going back and forth about, like, you put everything on or like everything off at the start and legalize or ban as necessary, I think custom moves are a huge, like, maybe not core part, but I think they're a core part, and I think they're a very unique attribute of Smash 4, and like it has nothing to do with adding new stuff too early. It's more like just not banning this core unique part of the game. And just because they're unlockable doesn't mean it's like they're an additive to the game. It's like, you know, it's already there. Yeah. So like what I'm saying is, like, you don't legalize only the default cast for the first like 2 years of the game, then if it's boring you start allowing the unlockable characters or stages. Same goes for that, right?
No Ganon, guys, sorry.
Right. Yeah, but like it's hard, just because they're difficult to unlock and also a brand new attribute to the game that the series never had a precedent on, people are flipping out, you know what I'm saying? And the unlocking thing, like, the community is a whole bunch of rocket scientists when it comes to this stuff, man, and we've already got like a somewhat passable fix to this. And like it's only gonna get better. Like, honestly, it's not even that hard to really unlock them. Like, especially for capture. But either way, like, you know, you have the 3DS method, which is pretty solid. You know, it's not perfect, obviously, because like no method is gonna be perfect, and you're gonna have like some flaws. Like, not everyone's gonna have like a 3DS with the R4 and all that stuff, and like not every tournament is gonna. Well, most tournaments could do it, and I'd say that's what's most important is, can your tournament facilitate the custom moves being like unlocked on there, or the presets being there? And I'd say almost every tournament is capable of doing this. And yeah, the community will figure it out, and it's only going to get easier. And also, it adds a huge element of depth. Like, not every character build is going to be the same. Like, and that alone is really crazy. I remember people, like, back in the Melee days, people would be like, yeah, you can tell, like, Ken's Marth apart from Azen's based on the way they play. Yes, you definitely can. Now, however, now you can also tell apart, say, J-Tails Diddy from Angel's Diddy. Like, J-Tails uses all default because he wants the extra recovery and stuff, but Angel, he plays with the power-up B because he wants to go for the kills. That alone adds a little bit of depth and personalization to it that both players and viewers can benefit from.
Max, what do you think about this? PPU is saying customs are very unappealing to a new player, which brings it back to the original argument about catering to viewers or players.
Right. Well, I don't think it brings it to that argument. I think it brings it more to an accessibility argument, like the For Glory stuff. But I don't know, as a new player, like, honestly, dude, when I saw the trailer in the direct and I saw custom moves, I was like, oh my god, this is the sickest thing about the game. Like, now even the old characters with unchanged movesets can still have a way to be fresh. I think that's sick.
Yeah, but dude, he's not the messiah of all the new players, so for him to say that is like crazy.
It's very general. I mean,
yeah,
a new player can look at custom moves and say, "Oh, I don't really like this," and then the new player can look at custom moves and like, "Oh, wow, that's sick."
Gumbo, you're right, and you can also say that for those in the chat, because I watch the tournaments, obviously, that have customs and non-customs. It's the same thing. You have people complaining about the game in its vanilla state, and then you have others ridiculing the game because customs are making it look like a silly joke fest. Apparently,
that happens.
But now it's like. What do we use to determine whether they should be on or not? Because you can't please everybody.
Okay,
so can we just go for the rest of the people?
One word. You know what we use?
You about to say a DAC? Okay. He said consistency now. That's the new one, guys.
Wait. Before this, I just gotta say that. Oh, sorry. But yeah, go for it, Wes.
Consistency. That's what it is. That's the issue. People don't have any type of consistency. So a viewer one day is gonna. The thing is too, we get discouraged so easily if we lose like 3 viewers, 4 viewers for one tournament. every day, people, you gotta realize humans are fickle. One day you're gonna get like 1 million viewers. Next day you might get 100. You know what I'm saying? So we have to just be consistency. Then after a while, we're gonna get a consistent amount of viewers.
I want to hear Gunblade's thoughts.
Well, go ahead.
Customs.
Yes.
All right. I think custom moves should be legal. I've seen people say, well, people want custom moves to solve a Diddy problem. Nobody with a brain that wants custom moves on should think like that, and they are not thinking like that. I was on a Facebook post with some older players. I think Wes, you were in there. Kubu was in there. And they were saying people are looking at the game as in default moves and custom moves, where I look at it personally, and I agree with them, that it's just Smash 4 with a whole bunch of moves. It's just more moves in the game. Now, when it comes to the customs that are controversial, things like Piston Punch, things like Villager of B, Tripping Tree.
DK.
What was that?
The DK.
Cyclone Kong.
Yeah, Cyclone Kong, which actually got beaten in the Hawaiian tournament, and Will is the best DK, and that custom got beaten.
You can beat it, but that doesn't change the fact that it has the ability to put you under the stage, aka Shofu's video.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, it's mad good.
My thing personally is, if we can get to the point where we can come up with a rule set, why can't we come up with a ban list for certain customs?
Thank you!
Now, other games have ban lists, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Why can't we come up with a list, a universal list, that says DKLB cannot be used? We can use complex bans. As a villager, you can play with fire balloons, you can play with Tripping Tree, but not both at the same time. That's not a hard thing to understand.
Just like League of Legends, you got bans.
Yes, you do have bans.
That's different.
That's way different.
That's way
different. The concept is you still have a ban.
But let's not get off topic.
But universally, we can come to an agreement upon that. When it comes to custom moves, I've seen a lot of people say, oh, well, look at this custom move. This is overpowered. Get rid of all customs. It doesn't make sense that DK's up B, the DK NATO is broken, so my Ganon has to lose Wizard's dropkick because DK's up B is broken. That is so illogical.
I agree.
It makes no sense. But there are people out there arguing that all customs should be gone because like 5 of them are dumb. That makes absolutely no sense.
And there's 375 of them too.
But but we shouldn't do that so early. If you want to ban it,
yes, I agree. Let me just say that any
Hold on. Let's get somebody up on here who hasn't talked about it. Like,
can I say something about it?
Yeah, let's go.
We were talking. Actually, me, Gunblade, and NAKAT were talking about this yesterday. Actually, while playing League, ironically. But we were talking about how like customs would affect like the community in general, and how it would look on that. Because this is the point that no one has brought up for some reason, even though it's the most controversial, is how it would look on Evo stage. I mean, that's why I told everyone to like make sure you mention that as well when you're talking about customs, is because that's where I think a lot of people's gripe with customs come into play. I don't think it matters whether customs are legal or not. Just because like if you want to go to a custom tournament, go to a custom tournament. If you don't, then just don't. But the problem is that how are we gonna determine when everyone comes together, like at Apex or at Evo? How are we going to determine a rule set, you know, like whether or not we use them? And yes, I agree with what Gunblade was saying. That is probably the most viable. It's like to make a ban list. But the problem with that is that we tried that with the URC and Brawl. You know, like when we have Rainbow Cruise legal for a time and Brits legal, and then we determined that those stages were actually really dumb because it had like random patterns, and Rainbow Cruise just like, you know, promoted really early kills and really like janky kills, and it also helped Meta Knight too much. Then we also banned Meta Knight at a time, which also, like, you know, so like, it's just a fact that it takes a little while to come up with, like, an agreed, you know, list. Are we going to ban Tripping Tree? Some people may not say that that's an OP because, you know, you just don't run over it. And like Gunblade was saying, you know, Villager doesn't have, or whoever was saying that, Villager doesn't have, no character has invincibility if they gradual edge more than twice. You know, stuff like that. So, like, maybe that one's not OP to the point where we want to ban it. But, you know, like, this is the main problem that I have with customs, is not the fact that whether or not they should be legal. It's the fact is that whether or not they should be legal on Evo stage. I'm pretty sure when we get to Evo and we see customs on the main stage, there's going to be at least one that somebody has overlooked. Just like, it may not be as broken as the Donkey Kong Wind Punch, but it's going to just like take somebody, even if it's for one time, it's going to take somebody massively by surprise. And at that point, we have like thousands and thousands of viewers seeing that. And like, that is the main problem having, is that, I just don't want, because the game's so new, it's already so easy for our community to tear itself apart when you can see at all of like Apex 2014, Apex 2015. It's easy for our own community to tear itself apart. And when you see someone else doing it within the community, it's going to be that much easier for people who aren't even a part of our community, aka the viewers, to just be like, Smash 4 is dumb.
Now, can
this
I
game's retarded?
to that?
All right, Gunblade wants to talk. Let Gunblade talk.
That's my whole issue.
My retort to that is that I feel that a lot of this is kind of assumption, that we assume that somebody is going to find out or bring something to Evo that nobody has ever seen before, and it's automatically going to be bad.
Yeah.
When it can actually be extremely good, and the viewers could be like, "Oh, that was hype."
Well,
it doesn't have to be something that's completely insane. I understand where the fear from it comes from, because we want our game to look the best it possibly can for the correct reasons, to bring in more people to tournaments and things like that. But I think that customs can play both sides of the coin here.
All right.
Wait, in response to Evo, I've got something big though. Like, in terms of Evo, the one thing I really like about Evo saying customs are on is that it sets like a deadline for the community to do its homework. Because honestly, that's what it comes down to. Customs aren't jank. Customs aren't jank if you do your homework and if you study and if you figure everything out. Like, yeah, some of them are really good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, some are beast. I'm not.
Jank can still exist,
right?
Even if you know it.
But every allegedly broken thing, every villager down B, or like every DK up B, all of it, like it's been taken down by somebody. It isn't winning tournaments left and right. It's not OP. So if you prepare for something, it'll be possible to deal with. Also, we need to test it on the biggest stage possible at some point. Like, it's going to come down to it. Like, at some point in Smash 4's life, it would be like there's going to be an Evo where it might be legal. And you might as well have it earlier than later, because otherwise people are just going to be like, oh, well, are we really at the point where we need to add custom moves in 2017, 2018? They'll be like, nah, the game hasn't proven to be bad enough. We're, like, in a bad state that we need to use customs. But again, I don't think it's like a Band-Aid or a fix. It's just part of the game.
Real quick, Nairo's going to go next.
All right, and the last thing
let me go up to Nairo too, because I'm.
The last thing I have to say, real quick, is just like when people it blows me away that there are top players making a mockery out of people telling them to adapt. Because in any other community, you'd be laughing. In any other community, Tyrell, for real, you would be laughing.
No, I'm literally laughing at anti and ally. That's who
you say it too, though. You do say it too.
Up throw to adapt, of course, because it's funny to me. It's hilarious.
It's true.
I have no problem. I do what I need to do to win. I don't have an issue. I'm just laughing at those two because they're clowns.
Yeah, I know. They are hilarious. Don't get me wrong. But it's also kind of a toxic mentality because they're top players. People are going to copy that. And it's just going to be like toxicity just replicating itself over and over.
We need them, though. We need bad guys. And they're good bad guys. Ally and Anti, they're good bad guys.
No, Anti is the best. Like, he's just like one of the people that you just like, why? Like, but you gotta have them. You're just like, why?
And you also do have to adapt, on the real.
Nairo. What's good, bro? Nairo, what's good, bro?
Can you guys hear me?
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I can hear you, bro.
Right, Nairo, I'm about to come to your house right now.
That's cool. Anyway, I've been listening, obviously, about the customs. I'm more pro custom, I guess you could say. I'm just not 100% on customs for Evo. Just because, like Zenodo said, there's definitely going to be something that someone's going to hide and just use at Evo that will be most likely a problem, and you can't really just change the rule set in the middle of the tournament. What's done is done, pretty much, at this point.
Oh, brother.
But that's why everyone's got to learn all the...
Wait, let him finish. Let him finish. Let him keep going.
Yeah, of course, but, like, also, like, whenever I think about customs, like, I also think about, like, on the Evo stage. And, like, I don't want this game to look like a joke, like a casual, like, Mario Party type. Like, oh my god, this is so silly. Like, why is this working? Like, stuff like that. I don't want that to be, like, the main idea. Stuff like that. Like, I actually want, like, some crazy hype stuff to happen. But if it's something like Like, I don't know, like the villager thing. I know it's beatable, obviously. I almost won. J-Tails beat him, you know, etc., etc. But it looked really bad to watch. Like, it was really bad. Like, I rewatched it and I saw I have like a Twitch chat app, and the chat was going crazy. They were like hating ADHD. They were saying so many crazy things. Like, I've never seen like a favorite player go to like one of the most hated players.
Turn heel, right?
Yeah, like it was crazy. Like, I don't know. It's just,
and that's even worse because like there's like that was one of the ones that like everyone already knew about villager customs. Like when I'm on the I go on the villager Smash Bros forums, and there's also a Skype group about it for a lot of like, you know, like when Z was really good from the version. I was talking to him a lot, and that was one of the things we already knew. You're like, yeah, like, man, if we legalize customs, we're just gonna go sack tripping tree explosive balloons, and like that's OP. And I was just, and then like customs got legal, and everybody was like, whoa, like ADHD's doing this. ADHD doesn't even have a villager. Imagine if one was one, and that's why you guys were like, you know, it was punishable and you can't re-grab the ledge. This must be coming from people that don't play villagers often, because villagers framed out on the ledge is retarded even without customs, because like you can constantly barrage the ledge with hitboxes, and if you just give them the other tools just to protect themselves coming down, like, you know, like it's, I mean, it's not unbeatable by any means, but it's just like that was one of the ones that everyone already knew about. And so like if that's what's like, you know, you saw how everybody hated ADHD there. Imagine something different, like a DK wind up beat type level one that no one already knows. You know, like if that was one of the ones that we already knew about, imagine one we don't. And I just can't imagine what it's going to be like for all the viewers when they're just, you know, ridiculing, you know, Nairo or not, like somebody that they really like, and it's just going to be sad if it happens.
I'll be there.
Let me talk.
I'll be there to hug you, man. I'll be there to hug you.
No, you don't have to, because I don't know, man.
Yo, Omni, go talk. You want to talk, dog?
All right, so I'm kind of weird with this. I'm kind of like a hybrid, but what I think, I'm a mudblood. The way I think it should work is, I do think that we should start without customs first. I do think that we should try to create a meta with either customs and or not customs, and I think not customs would be the best route from the get-go for several reasons. One of those reasons being, you talked about the accessibility, Max. Yeah, they have found ways where you can, you know, spend like $20 to go get a power-up, save, and on your 3DS and all that other jazz to save the time. I've already unlocked like 215 customs straight up, just raw style, going in there doing the master hand trial. It takes days to do it. It is not something that is practical for people to unlock all the customs through. But at the same time, we're saying, okay, well, if you guys can't do it that way, you don't want to do it that way, you can go buy it, you can go spend some money, get all the customs, aka you can just make it a DLC. Or, okay, let's say you're just a regular player at home that you want to practice, you're not ready for the tournament zone, but you're saying, okay, you got to go to the tournament, and then maybe you can get it loaded onto your Wii or something. It's just, in my opinion, right now, we need unity. We had the Brawl, when we had Meta Knight, that whole ban issue coming through, that was one of the worst moments of the Brawl's history, because what it did was it showed us, when we had the polls, it showed us just how divided we were. Like before the polls, we just knew, okay, some people were anti, some people were pro, but with the polls, each time we did it, it just showed how much of a divide there was. And so now with the customs and the non-customs, we know that divide is there, and we also know that if we do have a unity, like a strong meta where we all agree on, where we're all on the same page, that increases our numbers, that increases our consistency, it increases everything essentially. It makes our game established, and everyone is following one unit. Didn't mean to use that term, but yeah, everyone is following that. But moving forward from that, I'm gonna move forward from that. What I do think is that once we do that, we can go into customs maybe 2-3 years down the line when we feel like if we find that the metagame is too stale, we find that the metagame is getting too boring, or we find the metagame can be changed, and we can make the customs sort of like an expansion pack or a Street Fighter Ultra or something like that. Because if you think about it, adding customs does create a new meta. It is not the same game. When we're playing with customs on, customs off, it is not the same game. It changes the tier list. It changes everything. And then Yeah, so if you just think about that, we're playing 2 different games at the same time. We're supporting 2 games in one community, and I don't think that's the best bet. I think we have strength in numbers. I think that's going to be our strongest bet when we go into EVO and big championships, because we're going to have the Japanese, we're going to have Europe, we're going to have America all in one set of rules. And then when we feel the need to start changing, like, I mean, let's look at customs. When we think about customs, we think of it as a part of the game that we can add. But then why don't we go further and think about items? Like, why do we stop at customs? Why don't we go to items? Why did we? No, you go for that. I'm near the end. So what do you think about that one? Why did we stop? Not items. I'm sorry, not items. The equipment. Why did we not move?
All right.
Omni literally just. All right, that's okay. You just spoke. Okay. I agree with you, Omni. Just put it that way.
Well, I already said like the counterpoint to what you said about adding them on later. Like, first of all, if you can't. If like the community's having this much trouble unifying right now, like before anything is set in stone, what makes you think people are gonna like be able to unify and rally around a change 2-3 years down the line? I don't think that's possible. People are gonna be way. I'm sorry.
Think so?
I think they'll be way too set in their ways because someone's going to be like, yeah, like this was already how we've been doing it for 2 to 3 years instead of 3 to 4 months. And also, I don't think it's an additive. I think it is part of the game that's being excluded by default. Now, the equipment, that's a different story. Okay, that I agree. There is like, hey, how do you draw the line? How do you actually, determine where to stop? And I feel like equipment changes character stats. That's something we've never seen before. But again, fairly weak argument because, again, like...
It is slippery slope. It is definitely a slippery slope.
It is very slippery slopey. And so, like, I feel like there is a way that you can just have customs. Just like in every like argument that someone tries to throw the slippery slope fallacy at, there is just a way that you can stop and not go further without getting crazy. Like, if you legalize gay marriage, why
are equipments crazy? It's a unique addition to a Smash game that has endless possibilities.
I don't think it's crazy. You know what I think it is? It's just people don't want to. Honestly, the bottom line, people just don't want to put in the work. That's all it is.
People want handouts.
Players, they just want to, seriously, dudes just want their regular Smash Brothers. They go to tournaments, and they do, they just do the regular oinky doink stuff off stage. That's it.
But still, though, like,
put the work. That's all it is. It's a
preach.
The big issue with this game is that we have so much content in this game that people just don't know what to do, so they're just scared. They're hiding in their boxes and be like, you know what? I just want my regular Smash.
Yo, Wes, hold up, Wes. Let me just say this much. I definitely sympathize with what you're saying. I personally am not one of those, give me my vanilla Smash. I'm like, I want something, competitive and legitimate, but also, like, if we could throw some cool stuff in there, like custom moves, like, that's awesome. That's a way to just, like, add more flavor to the game. But the one thing that equipment doesn't have, that custom moves does, is a huge number of people supporting it, and I really, like, I don't see that many people ending up supporting equipment or anything. I personally don't. Like, it's just, like, there's a line for me where it's just, that's too nutty, but I do like adding spice to my Smash Bros.
Hey, guys.
Trust me, I'm a white boy, but I eat spicy food, you know what I'm saying?
Where'd you like that? You like that adobo, baby? You like that adobo?
Yeah, I love that. No, like, I'm a spicy food fiend, but
who determines?
All right, so fill me on this, okay?
Yeah.
Do you? All right, you guys can all just say, tell me if you agree or not. Do you guys agree that we should be seeking a rule set that unites the most amount of people to play the game?
Yes.
No. Well, yes.
No.
How many? Who said no?
Well, it depends. Like, what do you mean by that? Do you mean like?
Hold up.
Generally,
you're gonna sit here and tell me that I'm gonna be playing with thousands and thousands of people every day? No, you dude. Like, I'm in Florida doing my own thing. No. Like, what are you trying to mean?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is a way where the most amount of people, whereas the players, the viewers, and then the community, the people who are at home who are watching all that, they are all feel like they're part
the rule set
on one page.
They're part. Because what I'm saying is, like, I do believe if we go vanilla style, the pro to that is that everyone has access to the vanilla. Everyone has access to the raw basics and fundamentals of the game, so that if that meta is created, everyone can participate. But by establishing customs by default, we automatically start disincluding people who either A, don't have the time to open customs, B, little kids who don't have the money to go get want to say
or those
game
players on for
like
glory.
we already start dividing by making customs and secluding people who don't have the time and or money to open up and unlock 256 customs.
Yo, Omni.
What I'm saying is, if you got one, or if you don't have one, you got the other. If you're a little kid and you can't afford $20 for a power save, or mommy won't buy it for you, that kind of sucks for one. But even even still, you have the time to sit in your room, and even if like you don't unlock every character's customs, you could go on YouTube, watch the videos for free, and spend like an hour in Trophy Rush getting your own customs for your own character and practicing with them. And if you're an adult and you got 3 jobs and you can't make it to like your Wii U for 5 hours a night to get these customs within a timely fashion, you could just go out to GameStop, drop 20 on a power save, and you're good to go.
So what you're saying is that we should enforce DLCs to people to eventually come into our community.
Hang on.
DLC
Mewtwo aren't they? Are Mewtwo and Lucas going to be legal or not? Like, let's be real. They are. And Mewtwo at EVO even.
But you're not Nintendo. We're just people.
Nintendo put the customs in the game, and you're acting like if you're a casual or you're not that dedicated, customs are like some mythical creature that you can't possibly access.
Not a mythical creature, but no one. I want to say there's a very, very small percent of people out there who have access to all of the customs.
I have like 3. I have like 3. I legit have 3.
Yo, dude, let me bust an analogy at you, right?
Uh-oh.
Say if I want to go, all right, you got viewers watching tournaments. They want to go play Smash. They want to be the best at the game.
Yeah.
Now let's take this into basketball perspective now.
Okay.
I want to be Michael Jordan, right? I want to be the best in basketball. What I'm going to do? I'm going to get me a coach. I'm going to try for a basketball team. I'm going to get a basketball so I can learn to play. No matter how hard it is for me to get a basketball, if I want to be the best at basketball, I'm going to freaking sell my soul to get a basketball.
Yep.
Same thing with Smash. If I want to be one of the best and I have to confine to the rules of customs, I'm going to work my ass off to get custom moves, whether I have to buy the freaking power saves or freaking spend countless hours trying to get them on my own.
I feel you.
That's just
or just watch Nairo and Ninjaling's videos for 20.
Exactly.
Not
That's what I was
everybody
gonna
wants
say.
to be. Not everybody wants to be Michael Jordan, man. Like not everybody wants to be
the best.
Not everybody has that hunger, but people do want to be a part of the community and
You don't have the hunger, you don't deserve the W.
I'm sorry.
Ooh.
You know what? But then I'm sorry if you go to tournament and you're not familiar with this custom move.
Hang on, guys. I got something to say real quick. You guys mentioned that it's hard for you guys to get customs. Like, what's hard about it? Because so far, one person just told me, hey, get a turbo controller, get Ganon, and go to Stadium Target.
No, don't do that. We tried that.
Hold up. I tried it. I started it like about 7 days ago, and I got 360 custom moves. I got 15 more left. Probably I got I think I just finished it because my Wii U's still on doing it. So when it's done, I'll let you know. But so far, it took me 7 days to get all those. I didn't even do nothing. I'm legit talking to you guys right now, and my custom Ganon's doing his own thing. He's like doing, yo, I got you, bruh. You don't have to stress. I got you. So you're gonna tell me basically all you need to do is get a custom a turbo controller, right? Go make a name, put the special button to A, okay? Get some tape, tape down the A button, and then put Ganon in the Stadium Blast, level 2, and he'll sit there for 15 hours while you sleeping, bathroom, eating, talking to your girlfriends and all that kind of stuff.
Multiple girlfriends.
Exactly, you're right.
Because if you like customs, you're a baller, and you got.
I'm not saying that's the problem.
But point is, there's a solution to what you guys are complaining about. This is the easy. Like, you can't say it's hard to get customs because I just found it out. It's so easy.
I'm saying
right.
I agree
it
with
is
that.
easy, but
I'm just
you
not
gotta put the
supporting
money
that
down.
method though. It's because
it's $15 for a turbo.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's.
Bro, we put $60.
You can eBay that. You can eBay a NAKAT thing for $5.
No. Let me explain. Because we had somebody that did that in our community here. Is Bayseth, and he used that same method, and he did it with 2 different Wiis, and it burned out both of those Wiis. I'm not saying that you should have you should have a method like that, and it is not definitely you just need to put in the work, but just be careful with that specific method because I've seen Wii's burn out because of that. When he bought a turbo controller and you pick custom Ganon and he sat it there for a couple hours, his Wii literally won't turn. One of those Wiis won't turn on anymore. So what I'm saying is I don't know about advocating that specific.
Nah. Nintendo's got them high hardcore consoles, bro. I've had my system on for 15 hours. It is still alive. It is still fresh.
I'm just giving
So
that
let me
like
say
warning
something.
out because like you're saying it on a stream and like where there's a lot of people. Just be careful with it. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
I
for all the
understand
people
what you
out
mean.
there.
I get what you mean. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
And
but no, I agree
advise that
completely.
everyone does that.
Manny, listen to Wes. Just buy power savings and save yourself.
Nah, man.
That's
I
it.
don't know. I mean,
Alright.
I agree. You can get it. Everybody can get it. Like you know,
Like, everybody
it's
can
just
get
a
it.
matter
For me,
of
it's
like,
like-
will you go out there and do it?
Yeah,
Exactly.
And
It's
that's
like
why I was
you
like-
guys are
It's like,
already.
I'm not trying. I already bought this game. I already bought the Wii. I got the controller. I got the adapter. Now you telling me in order for me to keep playing, and I got to go buy another controller? Like I don't want to keep spending money
Hang
to
on,
be
hang
a
on,
part of the
Omni,
community.
Omni,
you know what I'm
Omni.
saying?
You talking about spending money, but you out here traveling across the states, getting $300 plane tickets to go play in another person's area.
That's
I mean,
No,
different.
I'm talking about what I'm
talking
saying
about
is
the casual.
what I'm talking about are the casual players or
Yeah,
the
that's
guys
Low
that
level-
are
low
not
level
part
tournament
of the
players,
tournament.
yeah.
It's like them, yeah, I can understand. But like the guys that play at home with their friends and they're like, yeah, let's play like the people that we see on TV, but we don't have access to these customs, so we can't do it exactly what I mean. That's what I'm saying. If we tell every single viewer that they need to get a controller and they need to unlock these customs this way, I don't know, man. I feel like
I have
Prince
something to
is
say
right
to
there.
that.
Hey, fellas, real quick. You guys like chicken?
I love
love chicken.
Perfect. Now I can talk. Awesome. Great. So I have a question.
Dang it!
I have
I
a
got us
question.
this chicken.
Hated
Tyrell,
it.
don't change the subject.
I'm not changing the subject. It's still about
I want to
customs.
say
I'm not
something.
changing the
Let
subject.
Blake go next, yeah.
Now, I have 3 questions. Are we losing players who like vanilla? Are we losing players who enjoy customs? And Wes, this is directed towards you. Should the players who like customs adapt to vanilla?
Well, if it helps the community, then why not?
Okay, thank you. Now, about losing players, because either way we go about this, do you think that one will have more loss of players than the other? Because I don't see Smash 4 slowing down due to the fact we were playing vanilla.
I see it growing more slowly because, like, if you look on Smash boards, there's like a billion casuals. 90% voted for like put customs on. Also, like, I'm still waiting for a legitimate reason to exclude them because everything kind of gets shot down. And like the whole argument about accessibility, like you got to spend another 15 or 20 bucks or whatever, dude. Like, look at Magic the Gathering. It costs so much money. If you want to be a god,
Magic, we're not playing cards,
bro. But if you want to be a god level player, you got to sometimes invest, and like that means maybe sometimes buying something extra. And like Magic the Gathering, dude, a high top tier deck. If you want to win Worlds, dog, you got to spend like $3,000 to $10,000. I don't even know the meta. It could be.
People don't want to put in the work. They just want rules to cater around how they live their lives.
You can't unlock cards in Magic. You have to buy them no matter what. So there's not even the alternative for people.
That's not even. You can't. That is an investment based game. That's a pay to play. You pay money, you get better cards. That's not Smash. Smash is not pay to play.
Anything. You invest time to get good at anything.
Yo, dude, this game is the same way. To enter a tournament, to get in the venue, you gotta pay.
Manny just unlocked all the customs.
Money is have money.
Is that the unlocked Dr. Mario?
Oh,
just got Dr. Mario's custom. Casual.
What? Wait, can I ask a question? So, what is the entire like? So, is this discussion whether about custom should, because like it seems like we're doing it from a competitive standpoint or at all? Like maybe we should determine that should it just be like should customs be legal at all, or should customs be legal like? Where
we need them either off or on, dude. At the end of the day, I really love to see.
Why are we choosing that right now? And essentially, because like if you want to host a 3-stock tournament, or if you want to host 2-stock tournament, we're not debating on like you can't host 2-stock tournament anymore. But like when it comes to customs, it's like it's no in between. There's no like we can host both. There's just like on or off. Like so what? What's the argument here?
There needs to be a national rule set. Period. There needs to be one.
We need a united.
Okay, yeah,
set.
I'm agreeing on this, but like this is for those tournaments that everybody come to, like Apex, right? This is what we're.
No, it's a practice for them to prepare.
Yeah.
Okay, because like like Manny's doing it now. Like he said, I'm running a 2-stock tournament, like with customs, like so like that rule set was out with Manny not be able to run that. Is what I'm. Like it's just like
we're only a few months into the game now, like, but eventually.
Yeah, stop saying a few. It's been 9. It's been 9. Stop saying a few.
It's been 7. It's been 7.
9. No, top 3DS days. It's been 9. It is 9. It is officially 9. Max, it's 9. Max, it's 9. Except it is 9 months.
Okay, but like
it's not 9.
What I'm asking is like
it's 9.
But what I'm asking is like what are we arguing here? Because I feel like the point of this aspect of the discussion kind of got lost. It's just like, what is everyone defending? Because are they defending whether or not cousins should be legal in an entirety, whether or not cousins should be legal at Evo?
Well,
what are we arguing here?
Let me say
one
something.
at a time.
Let Gunblade talk. Let Gunblade talk.
One at a time.
Alright.
Let Gunblade talk, and we just go around.
When it comes to customs at tournaments, you know what I've observed, and through commentary and everything, besides janky, I don't want to use that word, but suspect moments with me brawler. The fundamentally
me brawler.
Yeah, there's been some suspect moments with me brawler with the hurricane kick, but the fundamentally better player has always won.
I disagree.
Well, you haven't been to any tournaments.
Oh, but I can watch. That's not even a shot. That's not even a shot.
No, I'm just telling the truth.
I haven't been to a tournament since Apex. That's been what? Just a couple months. However,
2 months.
I can definitely watch tournaments and see that 6WX getting hurricane kicked is not a display of who has better fundamentals.
That's why
That's his fault.
His fault? Dying at 40. How can you died at 40%?
He got grabbed. He got grabbed, dog.
Listen up.
Okay. Just Sonic, how you getting hit by her?
Alright, chill. Order in the court, baby. Let's go.
But he did say us excluding that one.
Yes,
Gunblade
I
did say that.
Real
because
quick.
I feel like that's a little crazy. But
40%.
I'm watching Nairo win tournaments with Vanilla Zero Suit, Vanilla Robin, Vanilla Dark Pit, fighting against DK Power. I mean, not DK, Diddy Kong Power Up Bees. I think Nairo, besides outside the top level, has only lost. I think he lost to Angel and to Riz. And Riz is becoming a great player with amazing fundamentals. And Angel is getting better as well. He plays a good Diddy Kong.
Can we stop also using top players too? Because when we use like Nairo and Dabuz and stuff, like I mean you could use like the players that plays really well at Apex and stuff, but like using other players that it's just like what essentially makes a top player in Smash? Because we're just using the one from Brawl and stuff.
A top player in Smash are players like Mewtwo King and Zero.
Yeah, people that nationally.
They are people who do not lose to mid-tier players. Like right now, the Smash Bros scene has like 10% top level players and then like 70% mid-tier players. And mid-tier players lose. They have a possibility of losing to everyone. Like then there's the low ones. But then top tiers, they do not lose to anyone except for top players. That's what creates a top player.
I mean,
I want to get to my main point though. I want to.
Yeah, let Gunblade go.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
my B.
My main point in bringing that up is that I think there's a fear that somebody is going to come with a custom move that isn't out of like the 5 that we kind of all agree are a little crazy. That we know of, like say I'm Ganon and I use Ganon's Wizard's Dropkick and I use his power side beat and whatever. I feel like the fundamentally better player will win, and that I can't go into a match and literally spam Ganon's down B and win. I was playing Nairo at his house and I put the customs on, and he was literally punishing me every single time I used my amazing upgraded down B, because he knew I was going to use it because he knew it's a better tool. What did he do? The magic word, adapted to what I was doing, and he is by far a better player than me, and it shows in neutral when I'm trying to get the hit in on him and he is always stopping me with his vanilla characters, and I see it throughout even mid-level play and low-level play too. There's a lot of times where a lot of players who don't even agree with customs that still go to a custom tournament and they beat all the players that are just trying to spam B moves because they're hitting them with, the character that they actually learned how to play in the first place. I'm seeing it all over the place. So, that's just what my observation is.
So I'm this is gonna be really fast too. My thing too with the customs is I am not anti-customs. Mine has always just been a matter of timing. I've always just wanted to create one meta first and then bring in the customs. I have no problem with customs. My issue falls under banning specific customs because now we think that certain customs are OP. When I say that I think customs are all or nothing kind of thing, the reason why I say that is because we look at customs, we're like, okay, we got these special moves. And then we start saying, if we put a tier list to the customs, we say, oh no, this custom move is too strong, it's too busted, it's too easy, we need to ban it. And I can understand the logic because you can compare it to, like, let's say Meta Knight or just characters in general, but except for when it comes to characters, a lot more strict because you're deleting an entire character with all his moves in general. But oh yeah, so if you think about it that way, so that's the customs, but you can't ban normals. Like when I'm talking about like Smash, you look at Diddy's up air, you look at some of these normals that some of the characters have, those normals dictate the tier list. The characters with the best polarizing normals create the tier list. And now we're introducing specials that also now are polarizing, that also will now start dictating the tier list. I don't think that we should start banning customs because they are strong when we already have normals that we can't get rid of unless we get rid of the characters that are also equally as strong. If you feel me on that?
I understand what you're trying to say. I understand what you're trying to say. But when in the realm of being able to customize whatever you can put and take away, I mean, you can take away something if you're able to add it. But like you said, I mean, the normal, you can't take away a normal. It is what it is. But we're going to play the game regardless if it's customs or not. But if we do have customs on, why is it a problem to, take away the like 5 or 6 custom moves that are done?
Well, because what happens is it becomes it's arbitrary. Like you said, you were talking about the piston punch and how it kills at low percents. Like, I don't like comparing games, but like we look at some moves in other games that could be, if you look at Melee, there's 1,000 moves in there that could probably be banned if it was
Shine.
We got Fox and Shine. We have Jigglypuff killing at low percents, but it's a high risk, high reward kind of thing. There's a lot of things that we could ban special wise in other games, but we didn't have the access to. And now that we do, my question is that really necessary? Like, can we not just say that me Brawler has a move that could potentially kill you at 40%, and that person, because of that, becomes a high tier character? Like, or if Ganon had a powerful move that killed somebody at like 20-30%, I do not think people would be saying, hey, we need to get rid of Ganon. People would be hyped because Ganon has been low tier. What I mean by that is that what people do with bans, especially, is that the basis is arbitrary. There's no guideline to say what should be banned and what should not be banned. What should kill at 10, 20, and 30%, but 40, 50, 60% is okay. So we're going to be going into this debate of trying to draw an imaginary line that everyone has a different line to, because there's not one standard that exists of, okay, this move has all these values, therefore it should be banned. So it's going to be everyone basing it off their opinion on what's fair and what isn't. And when we start doing that, then what fair and what isn't, we can go a long route of who should be banned, what should be banned. It will just go on forever and ever.
I totally and I think that's a very fair point. I feel that, like you said, it will take a while. And discussions like these that we're having today are very important to take the steps toward that, because it's getting people, the educated minds of the game, and there's people out there that do the mathematics on all of this kind of stuff and everything.
I do want to say thank you all you guys in the chat for actually watching. This is very very important.
Yeah, thanks chat, thanks guys.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of people out there, there's educated folks out there that we can have discussions like this and come to a decision where, sometimes when it comes to people or groups of people with two differing opinions and you need to come to a decision, it's got to be compromised, I think.
Agreed.
And
yeah.
And if we're gonna say, okay, well, I don't like a move killing at 40, and then somebody says, well, I don't like a move killing at 140, or 140.
Dumbblade, I actually want to go after you.
Okay, you want to come after me?
No, not come after you. I want to go after you.
Oh,
pretty deep right now.
But yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. I think that
I
think when it comes to all groups of people with different opinions, there eventually needs to have a compromise. Which is why I'm actually happy that CEO. I was actually happy to figure out that CEO does not have customs.
Yeah.
And I am actually happy for that, because I feel like the custom movement, be it that I agree with it, it was kind of thrown on to people that are against it and didn't feel comfortable with it. And it seems like every tournament has it. So I give props to Jabili for kind of catering to the other side of the argument and giving them a big event that, even though it's not Evo's like the World Series, but CEO is really awesome, and it's always a great event, and it's a big event, and I like that they're not having customs there to kind of, you know, do something for that side of the argument. But as we move forward, I hope we can come to a compromise on the issue, because it, you know, it just needs to get done for sure.
So towards the beginning of Smash 4, our region actually did play with custom moves, and so to my experience, I've had to fight the Cyclone Kong and the Mii Brawler in high stakes matches, in which I adapted and overcame. But the general fact of the matter is that we need to establish a criteria of, if we are to keep customs, what determines if a move should be banned or not, and why. Because things like that, while they can be beaten, are they necessarily healthy to the game? I was having a discussion with Keitaro before in the past where he says, you know what, I don't even know why they ever allowed the Ice Climbers chain grab to be legal. I definitely do not want anything like that, or anything that can potentially hurt the game, to be legal in the next game. Yet we're playing with moves, like some of these moves that we do have that are customs are in fact hurting the game, are in fact necessarily jank. I will use the word jank because I can't respect the Cyclone Kong putting somebody under the stage as something that's legitimate. I can't respect an up B killing somebody at 9% as something that's healthy and should be fought for to stay in the game. So
I agree with that.
What is the criteria that we need to determine whether a move is to be banned or not if we're keeping custom moves?
I don't think you can create that criteria, because like what you just mentioned about like the Ice Climbers being unhealthy, I'm gonna say 75% sure that you're probably pro ban of Meta Knight and Brawl, but there's gonna be people. You're not. Oh, okay. I thought you were. I thought you were. Might be. But there are a lot of people. Like it's you can't create the criteria, because like what you're saying to me, it seems like it's okay. I think that I'm like, I don't ban anything. I'm 100% take the game as it is kind of guy, and I feel like it's all just fair and war. Yeah. So, but there's gonna be some people who are like, no, Omni, this is unhealthy. The ICs grabbing is unhealthy. This is unhealthy, and what we see will not be the same things. We'll be looking at the same thing, but from two different perspectives, and we can't agree just because our perspectives differ. And neither of us are wrong. You know, fortunately, it's like there is no right answer. There's only the most wanted answer, the most popular choice. We can only follow what the majority wants, because there is no strict rule that says if you meet this criteria, you are banned. And if you try to create that criteria, it's still not a criteria. It's just an arbitrary set of opinions. So in my opinion, we gotta reach for the majority.
And to piggyback off of that, you know, to piggyback off of that, like I'm gonna use the example of DK NATO. I think that move is ridiculous. But I've actually, and other people have too, I mean, you can block the initial win box, and then you can block the ending hitbox, and then you can punish them out of it. That is a way to get around it, but the fact that if DK's under me and he just does it, then, you know, you can't, it's really annoying to get down.
But what do you mean? What do you mean by you and NAKAT have been saying this? Like, apparently you die at 9% from the I never seen.
Oh, there's a video of show. There's that's Piston Punch.
You're talking about the Donkey Kong. I'm sorry.
Japan actually banned Piston Punch, as I said earlier. That's like
I'm talking about the Donkey Kong one that kills you at 9.
There's a video of Shofu. He was near the edge. Yeah, he was near the edge, and I think it was a DK being to recover, and he got sucked into the move and spit out under the stage.
Like,
I'm not gonna front, man. It's a jank.
That's really ridiculous.
It's a wacky move, man, but like it's beatable, and multiple people have torn it up. Like, look at Lethal Trilogy from the Hawaii tournament, which surprisingly, like, only 100 people were watching this. But this was a great tournament. It was customs legal. They had Ninja Link, J-Tails, Will, and DEHF there, and also the best player in Hawaii. His name is Lethal Trilogy. He made it all the way to Grand Finals with Diddy Kong, all default except he used the stun banana or the pop-up banana. And actually, I think he did try the stun banana in some matchups, the one that paralyzes you, like Zero Suit's gun, but he mostly used the pop-up one, and dude, he was tearing Will up. He did not fall for this DK up B at all, and I don't even know what DK they have in Hawaii, if any, but certainly none on the level of Will. And if a player with limited experience was able to just like watch a video or like hit the lab a little bit and figure it out, he made the move not even look good. It was crazy. And like going back to how there are drawbacks to all the customs, like dude, DK's up B, like the ground one for default is way better. Like he loses that option by going to Cyclone Kong. But yeah, Lethal Trilogy literally made a mockery out of Will's DK. It was kind of ridiculous. He just blocked the win box, blocked the hitbox, and like he just played around it beautifully. And we're over here saying, "Oh my god, this is broken. We can't do anything about it." But honestly, have we really explored it fully? And even if something is banned for the first like 5-6 months of a game, then when you all of a sudden legalize it, of course it's gonna win or it's gonna look ridiculously good at first. We saw that with ADHD's Villager. Had customs been legal since the jump 6.7 months ago, Manny, not 9 months ago.
Hey, Brad, my bad.
Yeah, yeah, we did the math. I was right. So anyway, if they had been legal that whole time, would anyone honestly be losing to ADHD's Villager if he hadn't brought it? Like he brought it out that one tournament, like one time. Would people be losing to his day one Villager if they had 6-7 months of practice against it? I really don't think so. I mean, sure, he might get better with the strategy from having it legal longer, but he could have worked on that in his house without tournaments making it illegal. And even then,
what do you guys think about comparing ADHD's?
That wasn't
custom setup. Would you compare that to something similar to when Plank busted out the planking?
No, because you spike this kid. Like you could just jump out and fucking just.
I mean, it's not that easy. Like the dude has a tripping banana, so you can't go forward. He has an over B that can cover the parallel, and he has up B balloons that are floating over him that he can explode. It's not just a matter of just hit him when he grabs the ledge. It's not that simple, and you can get.
Oh God, no! That's what I was saying. Villager's like his ledge play is amazing. Like it's not easy to hit him at all, even without customs.
I'm being facetious, but it's still very.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I feel you.
Yo, let Wes go next.
Yeah, Wes has to go, so it's his turn.
Oh Lord, here it is.
That godlike.
All right, well, pretty much in regards to the whole Villager situation. Villager gets bodied by Mega Man when he does anything like that, number one. Because Mega Man has the tools to beat a Villager. Like, so for example, if ADHD was to do something like that, I would use the tornado hold to pretty much go down there, pop him up, and then I'll just do anything I want with him. And so, pretty much, that's number one. Number two, in regards to Evo having custom moves, I guess, inside of the tournament, it's a good thing because we get the best, I guess, potent amount of data in regards to custom moves at any tournament. And it pretty much brings the beast out of everyone. It brings the cheapest of the cheapest out of everyone within the next 3 to 4 months. So I think this is Evo having custom moves is a good thing. And for players like, I guess, Julian, being, sad about potentially people not liking the game or people thinking it's a kiddie's game, get over it, dude. Like people listen to me. People are always gonna look at us probably as a game that's kiddie, but you know what? That's not. We shouldn't care about that. We should just continue to make the community grow. Because think about it, we got Melee back into Evo from us just continuously supporting the game, supporting the community, and now look at it. Freaking Melee is one of the top games at Evo. How many people we got at Evo? For Melee, like what, 1,300 or something like that?
Yeah.
Like we broke records. So for you to care about like people thinking of what people caring about what we think about the game or what they think about our community, we shouldn't even care about that. All we need to do is just go to the tournament, have a good time, enjoy the quote unquote jank, and just adapt to whatever's thrown at us, whether it's inside of the game or outside of the game.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. Us as a community just needs to come together and, like I said, I learned a new word. Consistency. We just got to be consistent no matter what rule sets we have. We just have to have one rule sets and just continuously go with that rule set, and that's it. That's what I think the community should do.
And Evo doesn't define.
I disagree. Well, it's not even the fact of me disagreeing with the fact that it's just like we should. I agree. Well, the thing that I agree with is we should go into it with a mindset of let's just have our let's do our best. Let's not care about what other people think about it. And let's just go in there with a mindset like we're at Evo, and this is a chance for us to make our name for ourselves. I completely agree with that mindset. The thing with that I disagree with is the fact that you're saying just get over it, because it's not. Most of the time, it's just not even that simple. It's just because I don't know you weren't. I don't think you played on the main stage when you're just going up there and just you playing. It's just making everyone cheer you off the stage. Your own community, the people who are just like the ones that are supposed to be supporting you from the get go. The Smash community are the ones telling you to get off the stage, or the people that just look at our game. And when they look into like what we say about it, they just bandwagon off of that. And the fact that now that everybody's goal now, I was talking to NAKAT the other day. He was just like, yeah, because want to be Cloud9 NAKAT or something, where it was just a joke. But that is, and it's in the reality of that. That's what the top Smash players now. Their goal is, their goal is to get sponsored. Their goal is to like take this to another level. And you can't do that when what we have is that like everybody's being ridiculed or we're just being made fun of. We're not even taken seriously.
It's not even just people making fun of us or not taking us seriously. In a sense, we can make it easy to perceive ourselves as that if we continue to argue and bicker and not come to a compromise on anything.
Yeah. Let me continue because I wasn't it.
Yeah. Let Julian finish.
Let me finish off the next point I was trying to say. The next point I was trying to say was that the fact is that when you do want to legalize customs, is the fact that I'm not against, like I was saying before, I'm not against customs at all. Like, I think that they should be legal. I think you should try them out. I don't think anything should be thrown under the bus before you even give it an opportunity to try it. What I don't agree with is the fact is that we're putting them on the main stage. We don't need to put them on at Evo to try them out, especially when they're underdeveloped. The main thing is what I'm saying is that we don't have, like, what Omni was saying before is, if we can make, and Gumblade was saying, we can make a list of, what's good, what's not. We could say, we don't like this custom, we don't like this. But the thing is that who gets to set that precedence? If it's okay in a certain time and a certain rule set, who gets to set that certain time and certain rule set? We've had this discussion about, banning Meta Knight and, like, banning like, what stages should be legal. And the problem is that we can't come up on a consensus. It takes too long. And we don't have the time to go and sit there and go through. Most people don't even have a custom yet. We don't have the time to go through and sit there and pick out which ones are good and which ones are bad. And so the problem is that when you're saying is that, like, just get over it. It's not like we don't care about what other people say. That's what makes our community. Is the viewers are what makes our community.
I know what you're saying, but the reason why I say it's a good thing for some, I guess, a prestigious event as Evo to do it is because it's kind of like a bunch of kids fighting inside, fighting on deciding, what's going to happen inside of a school. And then all of a sudden, the teacher's like, all right, enough of this, kids. I'm going to tell you what to do, and you guys are going to do it. And everyone's like, yes, teacher, yes, teacher. That's pretty much what Evo did. They're like, you know what? The community can't decide what rules they're going to have. So you know what? We're just gonna dive in and throw in the rules that we figure might be the good thing for the community at the moment. And we want to see how the community I guess takes these rules and how they come at it at the tournament. And that's how it's been all the time. I noticed that with the community. We've been complaining about custom moves. The funny thing is we didn't have custom moves before Evo came. Everyone was complaining, saying we're never going to use customs. We're never going to use customs. Customs are so hard to manage in tournaments. Now look at it. We get TOs. I'm going to a whole bunch of tournaments where TOs have all the custom moves that we need at tournaments. Everyone's just shaping up. You know why? Because Evo stepped in as the parent and said, "Listen, kids, you better get your act straight or else." Same thing with MLG. MLG made these I'm telling you, dude. MLG for Melee, the Melee community didn't know what rules they wanted, what stages they wanted. MLG, you know what they did? They had a circuit and they had these crazy rules. And the Melee community is like, "Oh my God, why we gotta do these rules, Mom? Hey Dad, why we got to?" No, they was like, "Nope. If you want to win these $10,000, you better just shape up, learn to adapt. You better learn to play on Torino Bay." I'm telling you, they had Terminal Bay at freaking MLG tournaments. They had Terminal Bay. They had Corneria. They had Peach's Castle. They had all of these crazy stages. And you know what? Everyone just went to the tournament. They adapted, and we didn't even hear that many complaints at all.
But did you see what MLG did to Brawl? We had the Smash Balls on at that. No, that never happened. Running into Smash Ball Sonic.
That never happened.
Y'all ain't ready for Smash Ball Sonic. Huh?
But look, but the thing is, we did this in Brawl. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was at one point in time, this is the ultimate power here. TOs have the ultimate power. So if you are a TO, you don't have to listen to anyone. You don't have to care. You can just say, I already run 200-man tournaments. This is what I want. I am one man with a lot of power. Boom. There we go. And if you guys don't remember, with the whole Meta Knight ban issue, people started, well, I started creating this thing called Omar, which was official Meta Knight allowed regions, where kind of a scumbag move. But what I did was I would go around and find all the TOs who supported Meta Knight and make a huge list. And then I would go to the other TOs and be like, yo, this is the list of all the respectable TOs in their tournaments. Why are you not supporting this kind of thing? But the power is with the TOs. They have the ultimate decision. And I mean, just because they enforce it, in my opinion, doesn't mean that it's right. It's just that we have to follow it because we want to go play. We want to play. We want to go to tournaments. So I don't know how I feel about it.
Listen to mommy and daddy, man.
Yeah, yo, so speaking to the Evo stepping in thing, like, yeah, I really do like that Evo is, like, kind of forcing a deadline. It's like, all right, you have until this time to do your homework, to learn the stuff. Like, yeah, there might be something that nobody figures out, but it's up to you to know all the moves so you can't get got, right? And after that, like, Xenoto, you said you were worried about how people are going to perceive the game after Evo, right? Like, I mean, I sympathize with that, but also Prague tells me this time and time again. Anytime I talk to him about stuff like, community leadership and the direction of the game and stuff, he's like, remember, Evo does not define the game. There's going to be Smash 4 after Evo. There's going to be major Smash 4 tournaments that might even exceed Evo's attendance. Like, you can't let Evo just 100% define.
Well, the scary thing about Evo is that it's everyone watching, man. Like, I agree. Everyone's watching Evo, though. Like, all fighters. Like, no, everything is watching Evo. It is the game.
So our challenge, we should take that as a challenge to just produce consistent, amazing, godlike tournaments and content that make it so you don't have to be at Evo to be an outsider to be exposed to top Smash 4 action. We should see it as a challenge and a positive.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Last thing, right? Before I leave, because I have to go. Doom, you do make up a very good point, because I said this I said this a bunch of times. I don't know if you guys remember, but remember how in the Melee community they had to raise, we raised about 100K for the, breast cancer awareness.
You mean the Smash community, my friend?
No.
Damn.
Hold on, relax. It was for Melee. It was for Melee to be on the to be in freaking Evo. Yeah, but
I know.
You're right. As Smash community as a whole, right? Mm-hmm. We raised about 100K for Melee to be inside Evo. Now, my whole thing is that we could come together for that, just to have Melee and Evo. Why can't we come together, as far as like what Doom said, to make a prestigious tournament of our own and put all of our funds together to make a big event, just like Evo, but for Smash?
Well, I think they're trying to do that now with Smash. Well, SmashCon's going to be more of a casual, I think, but. Yeah. I don't know, man. That sounds kind of. It costs a lot of money.
Not even just one. Hold on. A whole bunch of stuff. It could be more than one tournament.
Look, it costs a lot of money, but guess what? We raised like 100K, dude.
We did it for breast cancer. It was cancer. Like, that was the only reason why. It was like saving people's lives.
Dude, no. Let's be real.
He's keeping it real. He's keeping it real, though.
Bruh.
He's right. He's right.
Let me ask you this.
You really think 50%?
Would you donate money?
You really think 80% of the people gave in that money for breast cancer awareness?
No, it gave them an incentive to do it. Like, if I was a TO and I said, hey guys, give me $100,000 and I will make the best tournament ever. It's not happening because I'm just a guy without cancer. That's not going to work that way. But if you give $100,000 to Evo and cancer, then it's like, okay, there's an incentive where my money is actually going to be doing something aside from possibly pocketing somebody else's wallet.
Let me take the real talk a little bit further, right? Let it go flying a little bit, right?
Okay.
Right? Let's say if these guys at Evo said, hey, Smash community, if you raise 100K, Smash will come back to Evo. People would still do it, dude.
But I'm gonna do it then. I'm gonna do it.
You still do.
Let's do an experiment.
I feel like both of you have a point on it.
They would still do it. The breast cancer awareness meant nothing to a lot of Smashers. It meant something to me. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm all about, charity. But to a lot of Smashers, no. I'm just being real about it, dude.
You know what? You're right. I think you are right, and I think that there's definitely points on both our sides. I think that if we did say, hey, we need to donate in order to save our community is strong. I would never underestimate how powerful our community is. Like, we have always been the underdogs of the FGC, and we have always come out on top and shown that we are more than just a party game. So I will never, ever sleep on the Smash community and say that we will not just come out and be like, okay, in order to save our community, can we raise $100,000? No, because that's not going to happen, because we're going to have your boy, who's that dude from the Smash 4 community who's like really popular? Zach? Not Zach.
No, you're talking about me? No.
Who am I talking about? The guy has like 5 million Twitter followers. He's a celebrity, but he'll come in and just donate the $100,000. Like, we have a lot of support.
Oh, Dylan Sprouse.
Dylan Sprouse. Yeah, that boy, he will just come in and just clean up house. So I agree with you, Wes. But I don't know, man. I'm at a crossroads with all.
You know, I feel like it doesn't like the whole argument, like the whole thing of customs is just like, at this point it's nixed, just because like it doesn't matter whether or not we agree with Evo being customs pro or customs for, because they're gonna be there anyway. So I think that the thing is, like, right now we should just like think of, like, if you don't like them, we should think of ways to make them, like, you know, to what we can do afterwards, or even like how we can make them be presented to the people, like, in a more fashionable light. Because, like, you know, the main issue that I have is the fact that it's like I just don't want them to, like, our entire community or the people who are looking from the outside just to be like, yo, this is stupid, this game is dumb. That's my whole gripe on it. Yeah. And so I guess for the people who don't like them, we could just think of ways, you know, to show them, you know, like, customs, they have like an integral role in Smash, and they're really good, you know, they're really cool. And for the people that are for them, you know, like, this is a really good way. We can think of ways to just like open them up to more people, to show them that, you know, like, this is what the future of Smash could be if we're like,
we need a custom moves PR department.
Well, yeah,
you talk about like a background, please.
I mean,
please no.
In all honesty, I'm not. I just want Smash. I like Smash. Like, I enter every kind of Smash. Enter PM, Melee, Brawl. It doesn't matter. I enter customs if Michigan ran them. But the thing is just that I'm looking out for the future of our game. Like, you know, like, I want this to go the long haul. I want a lot of our players to get sponsored by a lot of these teams. I want Smash to be esports, essentially. And I'm trying to look out for the best interest in protecting our image, because that's essentially what's going to get people, you know, like, get people these these larger aspects.
I agree.
Let me just say that I don't think, one, that even if the craziest of the crazy, even if all top 8 played Campy, Ledge Campy Villager at Evo, I still don't think that would kill the game.
What?
It would be really terrible to watch. Don't get me wrong, but I still think the game has a much brighter and deeper future than that, right?
Yep.
I think Evo is definitely going to be important in shaping how people view the community, but is not the end all be all. But like, after Evo, it's pretty much going to be like, does something super crazy happen with customs and everyone's just like, all right, nah? Or does it go super well and everyone's like, yes? And I think, you know, there's such a valuable thing in customs for so many people, because it just adds that element of personalization and extra depth, and there's more content in the game. There's more moves. Like, you know, that's one reason to play this game over Melee or Brawl, right? Like, yeah, it just gives so more stuff.
More is not always.
There's so much more depth to it, because like, there's just more options. Like, once you put more options to the game, like, you just can't deny that there's just more to it at that point.
And one thing I want to add. One thing I want to add, though, lately is, like, most of you guys...
Sorry. I just remembered the super important thing I was going to say.
Go ahead.
Two seconds. And if we're worried about the presentation on the grandest of stages of our biggest tournaments, look at how unenthusiastic people were about Apex's top 8 and didn't have customs. So at the very least, it's a safe gamble. It's either
that was because of the 3 stock. The 3 stock.
It was 2 stocks.
It was 2 stocks, man.
Why do I keep saying 3 stock? What was 3 stock?
It was because of the Rosa.
Sky's Invitational was
3
stocks.
It was 3 out of 5, right? Was that what it was?
Yeah, but even then, like, if you can't watch a 3 out of 5 set, then how are you going to get through winners, grands, and losers? Even if, like, the tournament did only run.
It was top 8.
There. But yeah, right? Still.
All right. Now let me go on. You guys mentioned how, like, for customs at Evo, like, you guys don't want customs at Evo, and I don't see why you guys don't want it, because keep in mind that they announced this, like, when did they announce the customs for Evo? When did they announce it?
Like, I don't even know. A month and a half ago.
A month and a half ago. Okay, so we got till like it's April, right? So we got 3 months till Evo. So when they announced it a month and a half ago, if they said customs allowed, you guys have 4.5 months to figure out the game. Like, you guys have figured out, you guys host custom tournaments. You guys see every new custom tournament, you're going to see something new and something jank. You're going to see something you don't have experience in. So, of course, hey, you might lose a game. So, I'd rather lose a game to something I have experience with in a local tournament than at EVO. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's like, so true, dude. Like, yeah, that's...
That's why you have to... that's why I'm saying, like, you guys are complaining here, complaining about it before EVO. It's not gonna work. You might as well just be like, like, the thing about the community is that we're too emotionally attached to the game that we need to
winning and to winning.
And it's when that's another thing I want to get on. The reason our community, I'm gonna spit for a long time. So
go.
I'm boy.
So
everybody wants to win.
So that's the thing. I talk to the buzz. I talk to a lot of pro players, and people are like, I'm not going to call them pro players. They just talk to a lot of players, and they have the concept of, I want to win. I want to get all this and stuff like that. You know, I have Seabrick, a Florida player. He was a Mega Man, and his Mega Man was hype. Yeah. So it turns out he's placing top 5, top 7, top 9, and he's getting upset that he's losing to Sheik and Diddy, so he becomes a Diddy Kong, and he wins his first tournament.
Congratulations. Oh, was that exactly what he did?
He wins his first tournament. Yeah. He went to Diddy. So
yeah, I talked to him about it this morning, actually.
I didn't know who he used. I just
me and him are boys.
Yeah,
go ahead, Manny. Go ahead, Manny.
I saw that, and it was like, okay, so now we're not gonna have any diversity for the game. Now you're giving the spectators the option of, I need to play Diddy. I need to go Diddy to beat this game, to win tournaments, to be just like you guys. You know, ever since I joined the community as a Brawl player, I stuck with Sonic. At my first tournament, okay, I'm gonna tell you 3 things that a lot of people will do. At my first tournament, I got O2'd by Ice Climbers. I got 3-stock chain grab back to back for my first tournament. A new kid on the block who was 16 years old. Now, how do you think that would make a kid who's like new to it? How do you think that would make me feel to go like, wow, this is the game I have to play? Are you serious?
That's
like,
just the character.
I understand that. I understand that. But people are like, I'm like, this doesn't even seem like Smash to me. When you're just running up and chain grabbing me, this just takes away the fundamentals of Smash from my perspective back then. All right. Okay. So if you have people who are so obsessed with winning, you're gonna give off this vibe to newer players. And I'm gonna tell you this right now: there are 3 types of players for new players. You got the player who wants to come in. I was the number one. I was the player who did this. I lost. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna stick to my character, stick to my guns. I'll be the best character I can be, and I'm gonna body all y'all. And I started beating Ice Climbers, right? Yeah. I was that guy. Then you have another guy who's like, oh my gosh, I can't beat this. I'm gonna copy it and be just like you and beat you. And then you got the other guy, which 9 out of 10 new Smash players do. I'm gonna quit this game because this game's too lame, and that's a fact. I've seen this happen so many times in so many tournaments where people come in and they get screwed over, janked out, or lamed out, and they don't even want to enter the community. They think this is a joke. They think this is pathetic. And at the end of the day, like, I understand you want to win, but also don't like try and like make someone feel like they have to do this to win. You know, like when you got like in Brawl, it was a rare sight to see a Mario, a Peach, a Yoshi. Like, it was so rare to see that. And then we see Meta Knights and Ice Climbers laming them out. Like, Will's DK, I can't even see that on stream anymore because he's always getting destroyed by Ice Climbers or Meta Knight, you know? And that's very discouraging and just forces players to, you know what, I have to pick a high tier to stick with the crowd and stay in the competition. You know what I mean?
Manny, real talk though, that's just competition, man. Like, anybody who can't handle that is soft and shouldn't be competing, because when you go to any community, when you go to any fighting game community, people are going to go hard. Like, when I went to my first tournament, I got bopped as well. Like, I was like, oh my God, what the hell is happening? 4-stock. And those people who can't, those people who come in like, wow, this is the game. I have no idea what I'm doing. They're on this level that's nowhere even comparable to the top guy. They can't even compete. So for them to just be like, all right, I'm done with this game because clearly the game is bad because I can't win over this one technique. Nah, man, those dudes are soft, yo. And competition isn't for everyone.
I understand what you mean. Hang on. I know you guys think they're soft. I understand what you mean by that. All right? Like, competition is competition, you're right. But when you guys, as the community, when you guys are asking, I want this game to be like popular, super popular. I want it to be like League of Legends standards. I want it to be as popular as League. I want it to be as popular as Call of Duty.
3v3, 4v4.
All those games, yeah, you heard it before. All those games, but you're displaying this kind of lameness. I mean,
but you can't stop people from being lame. They're going to be lame. They're going to always play to win. Like, you're going to get your bread. You're going to get your money.
I understand, but if you guys are trying to change the community, if you guys, like, that's why I said you can't have the players having the most fun. Like, you can't have the good part of the players and the good part of the spectators. You can't have both. You have to sacrifice one of them, and that's what I'm getting at right now.
You know what happened the other day? We was watching The Buzz versus Zero.
Yeah.
And the commentators were like, "Go Falcon, go Falcon." You know, the crowd wants to see Falcon.
I just got here and I heard Falcon.
The crowd was like, "Go Falcon! I want to see Falcon. I want to see Zero's Falcon." And Zero said, "No, I want to win. I want to win money. I traveled hours to this tournament. I've been training all my life, pretty much, for him. He's the Pokemon master. He's been just been training. He's not going to try to entertain the chat with a Falcon who's not as, I'm going to say,
good as his Diddy.
Equipped to win as his Diddy." Right. And so I respect that. You got to respect the hustle because everyone is hustling.
I do respect that. I have nothing against that, and you won't see me complain. I'm not upset about that. But when the community as a whole is asking, why can't our game be so popular? Why can't we be at the top with the crowd, you know, just chilling with the big games?
You think it's the lameness?
Yeah, but when you put this on the screen, like, here's the thing. You can, I don't mind if you guys want to do it for the players. I don't mind if you want to keep your traditional ways of Meta Knight, Ice Climbers, and Brawl, or Diddy Kong and adapt to these certain lame methods of the game. That's fine. But you cannot have the players happy and the spectators happy, because it just doesn't work that way. You can't have two good things. You have to sacrifice one. When you guys realize that, then this game will grow. When you guys stick to something, because right now you guys are trying to do the jack of all trades and have everything, and you can't. For a game this early, you can't have all your good stuff at once. You know what I mean?
I agree, Manny. I
let me tell you something that'll end all of this. The biggest issue is that we're focusing on one-on-ones too much.
Yes, 2v2. No, hold up. Let me speak game. No, me and Wes know what it is. Hold up, let me go, Wes. Let me go.
Oh man.
Let me go, Wes. Let me go, dog. I'm gonna spit the truth. I will spit the truth.
Let me tell you something real fast.
Okay, go.
Now, look at all of these big games on a big stage that we want.
They're a team game.
They're all team games, dude. Everyone likes watching teams.
Oh, Wes understands it. The truth. See me.
The teams.
Teams.
Oh God, no.
There's no I in team, God. Trying to tell you. Trying to tell you.
Listen to me, Omni. You gotta respect this. Look, let me tell you why. You laughing, but look. Answer this question seriously. Have you ever heard people complain or fall asleep watching any type of team playing Smash? Not unless it's something.
Doubles is godlike.
No, okay. Listen,
hold on. Let me say this.
I won't argue that.
I'm dropping the mic.
Wes, I agree. Teams, in my opinion, Teams Smash 4 is the godliest of godlikes. Like, that was all we did. When the game first came out and everybody was playing on a rotation crew online, it was just teams, 2v2, let's go. Teams is hype, yes, I agree. But
yeah, loves butts.
But as hype as 2v2s are, though, you gotta 1v1 is still our core. I don't think we're going to be able to make it to the top of the top games just running straight teams. It's not, even though it's awesome and fun to watch, though. But
you can't just be.
What about the viewership, though? What about the viewership?
You can talk up in here. He'll support me.
All right, so you guys think that if we replace 1v1s with 2v2s, that somehow we would turn into League of Legends?
Well, when I say replace,
I didn't say overnight, but I tell you one thing: a lot of more people. Number one, the players will get enjoyment out of playing the daggone game.
Yeah. I actually.
That's true.
I really support 2v2.
Actually enjoy it. They'll be like, oh my god, because you know why? It's a lot harder to do team combos than do one-on-one combos. Because
exactly,
that's true.
You gotta rely on yourself and your partner. The reason why a lot of these guys don't like teams because they have to rely on another person. That's why Buzz isn't that good at teams, because he has to rely on someone else, and he's not a good person when it comes to meshing well in a crowd. He's a zoning type person.
Exactly.
To keep it kind of short,
compliment that, then he's finished.
To keep it short, I support 2v2 a lot. I love teams. It's my favorite format in any Smash game. But we have the opportunity right now. Smash 4 only to actually try something and try to expand to something a lot broader, which is 4v4 and 3v3.
It has
We have
Omni. I know how it sounds, but it's worth a shot.
Yeah,
who the man? Yo, NAKAT, who the man, son?
I just love the idea of it. When I look at other games like MOBAs and stuff, obviously a MOBA and a fighter are two different things, but why don't we try it? We have the opportunity to actually try it.
Okay,
Yo, NAKAT,
okay, you were right. All right. Real talk, because look, you guys are scaring the hell out of me. I'm the conservative, vanilla 1v1 guy that I like to just branch out from there. So you guys are scaring me.
I still want to keep 1v1, but
Yo,
I would love the
Omni,
other.
it's a miracle you're married if you just said that me.
Hey,
Girl can get bored real fast. Nah, but
hey, we keep it exciting here, man. We watch anime. So look, what I'm trying to say though is that okay, I feel you that the potential is there, that it has not been explored. I get it, and I'm not saying no to it, but what I'm trying to say is that I want to establish at least one meta, because now we're saying, all right, if we're not going to do 1v1s, let's do 2v2s. If we're not going to do 2v2s, we're going to do 4v4s. Red light, green light. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, when are we going to stop trying to figure out what we're going to do? Is there going to be a cutoff point? What do we ever...
Omni, I got an answer to that. Omni, okay. let me spit some game real quick, okay?
Go for it, man. I'm listening. I'm all ears.
Let me preach the truth.
I'm all ears, baby.
NAKAT.
Yo.
I need to ask you something. In New York, New Jersey, every time I see Clash tournaments or I see a stream, dog, how come I'm always seeing the same casual Buzz versus J-Tails? When am I going to see you and False on the big screen doing some team combos, dog? I don't see that on stream ever. I feel like you guys.
What do you mean by that?
I feel like you guys mainly support just singles, and you don't.
What he's saying is that the focus is too much on singles.
Exactly. You have to divide.
When it should be it should be equal at least.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? There's no
I always see single. I'm like, I'm tired of it, dog.
You know what's silly to me? You know what's real silly to me? I'm in. Obviously, people know I'm in Deadly Alliance. You know what's silly to me? In tournaments, I eventually have to fight my own crew. That's stupid to me. Why I can't just have a tournament where crews just fight against crews? That's it.
Yes!
I don't ever have to worry about fighting my boy Gent Dyer or J-Tails or Will. Yep. Because you know why?
Talking about.
But I mean, if it's singles, then if it happens, then it should happen. But in terms of teams, I agree with you when you say that teams should have equal importance, dude. If you look at sponsors sponsoring actual teams in MOBA games, we're the first fighter to be able to actually try and attempt to do something like that.
So have like a 4v4. So basically you're saying like in League of Legends right now we have 5v5, the biggest MOBA there is.
Yep.
But if League of Legends was somehow, say, the meta was 1v1,
that would be boring.
That would be boring. I feel you. But okay, and I want to also say too, I agree with you, because now with the new and bigger stages, there is now more potential for more strategies.
Can I actually bring something to you real quick?
Yes,
so the argument about Brawl is that
learning.
Brawl was a boring game to watch. You know, people didn't like watching Brawl singles after a long time because it became a snooze fest. Ice Climbers, Meta Knight, you know the jibber jabber. If you take a look over to Brawl doubles, it becomes just the most amazing
Brawl
thing
doubles
ever.
was just double Meta Knight though.
Incorrect. Double Meta Knight got banned after a while, and then after that you started to see more diversity. If you please, I don't want to promote myself, but take a look at me and False in Brawl teams of Double Wario, and then you tell me if that isn't exciting to watch.
That's always exciting. From a personal fan, I enjoy watching False and NAKAT because they are the definition of teams. They practice it. You can't just go in day one and wreck a tournament in doubles like that, dude. Like, that's the thing. When I watch NAKAT just 1v1, I'm like, okay, it's just gonna be 1v1, this is boring. But with False and NAKAT, it's like, yo, even in doubles, the commentators can't keep up with the high pace, the hyper intensity. Like, you have Keitaro freaking out when they see False and NAKAT doing the most craziest and nuttiest things of all time. Imagine that if it was 3v3.
Man, you guys are swaying me, man. This is actually making a lot of
sense. Try it.
Do you think people can pay attention?
Let Keitaro talk. I haven't heard him.
Alright, how many times have we seen 4v4 happen and people go, I don't know what the fuck's going on? That happens all the time.
Well, I watched the VGBC channel when it was doing 4v4s, and I didn't know what the hell was going on, and the commentators didn't know what the hell was going on. It was kind of like a It was just a.
Because it's brand new.
It was a brawl. It was a
new.
freaking.
It's brand new. How much of it have we actually done?
It brought mad hype, yo. It brought mad hype.
You know what? It was fun to watch. It was more fun to watch than watching some of the single matches I have watched.
If 4v4 is really chaotic, you could always chop it down to 3v3.
Exactly.
All right, wait, yo, guys, I legit have to go in like a second. So here's what I'm just saying. I'm just saying my closing piece. Right. Speaking of teams, I think Wes is right. It should be at least equal focus on 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4. I really want to host a major this summer or next year that is just Smash 4, and it's all 4 of those formats: 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4.
Jesus.
So that would be. Tell me a 2 or 3 day tournament with that just Smash 4 wouldn't be godlike, right?
That would be hype.
Yo, now, just Smash 4, no Smash 4, no Melee, no
Yeah. Now
I hate going to events where there's like 10 tournaments, and then each tournament there's like 2 events. Nah, I'm good.
All right, now last thing I'm gonna say just to wrap up, because also we've like totally gotten off the 2 topics that we were talking about, but yeah, because I literally have to go. I'm gonna just restate what I said basically.
Go for it.
I'm in favor of 2 stocks. Way better on spectators, and personally as a player I like it way better. It's faster. I get out of the tournament faster. I'm less drained after my matches. It's more intense. It's more exciting. It's more engaging. I like custom moves. They add a different level of depth to the game. It becomes like not just a test of who's the best actually playing the game, but you also got to have skills with character building, thinking about stuff for different matchups, being creative with your counter picking, stuff like that. It adds a lot of depth. It's more content. I think that's something really good, and I also see a lot of overwhelming support from from people on the internet, like on the Smashboards poll, something like 87 to 90% or something pro customs. To me, that speaks like a lot of people want this in the game. It's new content. It's a unique quality of the new game. People don't want to see it cut out for no reason. Some moves, yeah, they look really good, like really crazy, but like, you know, we're figuring out stuff. Also, there's also, you know, I hate to say this, but there is the chance that it could be patched. Like, somebody hit me up on Twitter. They said apparently some custom moves have been patched in the previous patches. So, you know, even though they said, like, apparently Sakurai said they won't be balanced or whatever, like, that could just be some weird mistranslation. They're probably going to update stuff, honestly, guys. Like, let's be real. Like, they're not stupid. They're not blind. They want this game to live just as long as we do. But even if it never got patched, we could adapt, man. We could patch our own hardware and figure stuff out and stop losing a villager and stop losing a DK. Like Lethal Trilogy, dude has never played a good DK in his life. Will comes over, he slaps him. Like, come on. There's got to be, you know, that just says something to me. Like, these moves that people think are really, really good and broken, like, maybe they're not all that. And it just takes a little bit of creativity and some lab work, and people are afraid of doing that. They don't want to sink in the hours. They just want to show up to the tournament and body people. So, like, yeah, that's fun to show up to a tournament and win, but you also do have to do your homework. Now, regarding Evo, last thing I'm going to say is this little mini paragraph here is it's too late. They're already legal. We had until the 27th last week. We didn't get enough. There was not enough support for people from people who didn't want them on, nor enough compelling logical arguments for Mr. Wizard to be like, you know what? Yeah, you guys are right. You know the game better than I do, and like so and so, like you're right. Like we'll take them off. It was like, nah, dude. Like why are you banning them? Like why would you? That's like making everybody pick Alpha Assist in Marvel. Like yeah, hidden missiles are broken, dude, but like. You're not going to take away the other ones. And like as far as unlocking them goes, we've already figured some stuff out. Power saves, sit there and do it yourself, turbo controller, whatever the hell. So at this point, I see very, very few reasons not to allow customs. Yeah, Mii Brawler's dumb. Yeah, Villager, Trip Seed. What if you just camp him out for 15 seconds? He's got to come on the stage to plant another one. Like, you know, think people. There are ways around this. If he blows up both balloons, he won't sweet spot the edge when he grabs, or you know, he won't sweet spot the edge when he blows up. And even the balloons being there, like they don't always cover his head, so you can just dome rock this guy, spike him with something, you know. So there's counterplay to everything. Honestly, there really is. And Sakurai, like clearly you can see in the game, like this custom move excels in this area over the default, but falls behind the regular in this aspect. So like, you know, again, to point to DK's up B. Yeah, it's bad on the ground, DK's custom up B, and that's a good tool for him normally. But like, yeah, the air one is really good, but you could still beat it. Like, look at Lethal Trilogy, guy with no experience. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say, guys. 2 stock and customs for the moment. I don't think my opinion will change anytime soon, but if it does, you know, I'll let you guys know. I'm not going to be like, well, I was wrong. I don't want to admit it ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to say 5-minute timer might work, but, like, now I just see it. I'm like, nah, like, we got to have 6. But, yeah, guys, that's pretty much what I got for you. Thanks for
finishing up.
Thanks, baby. Thanks for joining us.
No,
Max.
I'm just leaving. The whole call isn't finishing. But yeah, thanks for having me on, Tyrone.
I'm out of here too, guys. Thanks for having me. Good stuff on the podcast. NAKAT, you can have me. You could pretty much have me anytime. I'll see what I could do. But yeah,
all right,
good. And
yeah, this is fun,
I hope everything work out. Let's just try to make sure this community is in the right order.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get there soon.
Yo, we esports, baby. We're not esports maybe now, but we will be esports very soon.
Right now, me and Doom are freaking leave boys, so we out.
Later, boys.
Yo, Omni.
Yo, what up, babe?
So I gotta tell you this.
Tell me, man.
Like, if you like, because everyone wants. Like I talked to NAKAT about this before. He says he wants this community to get bigger, not just for like spectators, but he wants players to come in, right? Yeah. I'm gonna give this group and the viewers on stream some Apex history of Smash 4. I remember at Apex, I was chilling with NAKAT and False just came back to NAKAT looking sad. He just lost to the Buzz and upset in 1v1s, right? Mm-hmm. And NAKAT was like, dang, my boy's not feeling it right now. But then doubles came up. And after NAKAT lost to 6WX, he was already upset too. I talked to him, he was mad. But when doubles came in, NAKAT's like, yo, False, we're gonna do this. We're going to like NAKAT just pretty much motivated False, and False just like legit said, you know what, I'm feeling it. And in doubles, like in many team games, when you have one person who's sad or depressed and doesn't feel like playing the game, that's when you got your other teammates who can lift your spirits up, and that's what makes you keep playing the game longer, dude. Like singles, if I lose, like I don't know if you guys know this, but in Brawl, when the Buzz did 1v1s and he lost, he quit the game for a long time. He didn't come back for a long time, you know? That kind of stuff happens, and it will happen in the future for a fact. But with teams, it's like, let's say I'm on the Leap of Faith crew, right? And I lost singles, and I'm upset, and I don't feel like playing the game anymore. But then I have NAKAT going, yo, you're on my team, dude. I can't have you just dip out this game. We got to win this tournament. We got to do work, all that stuff. And I'm in teams, and I'm feeling that motivation. I'm feeling that drive, and I'm giving it my 110% all, as opposed to my 50% because I was depressed of losing. And it's because I got NAKAT, I got my crew backing me up. Do you know what it's like to go to a tournament by yourself and have no idea who you're talking with? Or let's say you do go to a tournament with a squad of 5 people, and then all of a sudden you're like, yo, I need support. But your 5 people who are doing singles, they have to go do their matches, so they can't watch you play. But when you do doubles, 3v3s or 4v4s, you're all playing together. You don't feel alone.
Let me feel you. Let me. All right. I 100% hear what you're saying, and I agree. As there's no buts. There's no buts here. Because you're right, man. Like when you're playing as a team, when you're watching people work together, that's why the MOBAs are so good, because you got a squad. And the squad is you watching people, support each other. You're watching them clash with each other. It's a lot of dynamics to it. So I agree. The potential, I used to look at it jokingly, but like listen to you and NAKAT and the rest of you guys talk about it. I do agree it needs to be explored. Only thing I would say is that if we do something like 3v3s or 4v4s, yes, it will be hype. I don't think the only issue maybe would be is that, there's a lot of loners out there too who only play the game by themselves, or they kind of play online. They don't have a squad.
Yes.
That kind of thing. So it takes away. But again, as you said earlier, that means is that we need to bring equal attention to both singles and teams. And if we do that, then we can have, well, like you said, we can kind of like have our cake and eat it too, because we got the viewers getting hyped for the teams matches, and we have the guys that are playing singles, representing their single skill. I don't know which one would be better, but you have persuaded me to be much more open about the possibility of 3v3s. I think that would be a godlike future. And I don't think, this is nothing against Smash 4. I do not think Smash 4 singles will ever match that level of intensity of Melee, but I do think that 3v3, adding that concept in core to Smash 4, could push it to a limit that we haven't seen before.
Exactly. And the thing is, I'm not trying to bash singles. I don't get me wrong.
Yeah, singles is still the boys. Still them boys, yeah.
Granted, singles is my least... Yeah, singles is my least favorite playlist. It's because I'm not feeling the hype. I'm not feeling happy. Like, people who get second, third, and fourth, and I'm like, wow. Well, I have to look...
You there, Ben? You breaking up?
Like, is it a tournament? Oh, my bad. Can you hear me now?
You got some static. No, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Oh, true. What about now?
Hold on, no, it's kind of breaking up.
How about now?
Can you guys hear him?
Hello?
He's breaking up.
Yeah, he's breaking up.
Hang on.
Yo, while you fix that,
Alright.
How about now?
say 3v3 is awesome. Play 3v3. That's
what it looks like? That's what it looks like?
Yo, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, NAKAT.
I mean, before we even continue this talk about 3v3 and 4v4s, what is the general consensus on customs, on stock counts? Things like, the meat of our entire discussion. So
everybody, you want to make a summary for everyone, like 30 seconds?
Pretty much.
Okay, so, all right.
Like, I'll go first, actually. So, in terms of the stock count, we should leave it at 2 stocks for now. But as we continue to develop and get actual mastery of the game, then maybe eventually, throughout time, if the game decides to pick up and become faster, we can actually try to increase the stock count.
Wait, we were talking about doubles, right?
Well, yeah, but we'll go back to that, but we're actually gonna talk about the meat of the discussion.
Keitaro, when I get this doubles and triples in.
Keitaro, you don't even like teams events.
Oh, it's interesting. You know who else doesn't like teams events? Most people who mixture of play and watch the game. That's why when there's doubles, less than half the people that enter singles enter doubles because they don't care to enter doubles. So if we focus on doubles, it's actually not going to increase that much because that's where the least amount of people play. And I promise you, if you put 3v3s, you might see tournaments that have, let's say, 80 entrants in singles have maybe 6, maybe 10 at best 3v3 teams.
Are we gonna try it? Are we gonna try it though?
Or 15
players. Are we gonna try? Are we gonna try?
Are
we gonna try it?
Okay, we can try it.
You guys gotta say
to try it. Let's see what happens. I know it's already gonna happen, but I will say that you can try it if you'd like to.
I understand. Dang, Keitaro, you just shot down my ideas.
Are you gonna try it? I don't
even want you in the Skype call no more, bro. Leave. Just leave. I don't even want to hear
somebody says Keitaro finally says it because I've been waiting to say it. I will tell you guaranteed people will watch 3v3s and go, what the hell is going on? I'm about to come back when the Buzz fights some 6WX, man. Yeah, that's all I care about. Oh wait, there's doubles? NAKAT and okay, this is kinda cool, but I'm gonna be back when 6WX has to fight Zero, because that's all I care about. Now, I'm not just speaking about viewers, though, because the people enter the tournament do the same thing. Oh, look, there's 106 entrants for singles or Keitaro, so there must be 50 teams, right? No, there's less than 20. Oh, I wonder why.
Yeah, one team is just going to be there. Nobody's going to enter because you can't beat the squad of YouTube King, the Sky's House. Sky's House is going to be one team. Nobody's going to flight playing that team because they're just going to be full of all-stars. And we don't have 1 million people like MOBAs playing. We have a set count of less than 500 for most tournaments. So when you compare it with League of Legends or MOGA, you got to also realize that they have millions of people playing that game. We do not have anywhere near that amount for teams.
All right, you're right about that. I'll give you that.
Yo, how'd you do in tournament? Oh man, I got 65th place in singles. Damn. Oh, what about teams? Oh, I got like 3rd in teams. Okay, I don't really care about that. But you got 65th in singles. Damn, that sucks. You got to train harder, man. But I got 3rd in teams, dude. Tournament you're at. Oh,
that's what I would say.
Yo, how'd you do at the next team tournament? I got last place. Damn, what happened? Last time I was teaming with NAKAT and got first, but this time I teamed with Inui, and you all know how that goes. So just
this man calling out shots, dog. Good lord,
Inui's my boy.
Inui is my boy too.
I love Inui. Goes, right?
So I'm just saying that we could try it out. Maybe if we have a tournament where it's singles first, then doubles, we can see maybe more people enter doubles. A lot of people don't enter doubles if it's after singles. They'll be like, oh, screw this, I'm leaving.
Yeah. I understand what you mean, Keitaro, and the reason why we don't have people in doubles or even any multi-squad event is because we're also focused on singles. Literally, you guys have the stream of singles, and that's it. You don't want to add any you don't treat the playlist equally, and that's the problem of it, you know? Like, for 2v2 and 3v3s to be ancient, despite all the hype that happens a lot, because even, you can't deny it. When you see your boy in NAKAT and False, you can't deny you're not saying I'm not impressed. Or, you can't tell me you're sleeping when you see doubles. You can't.
I mean, NAKAT and False.
I sleep on doubles.
I sleep. Dude, I absolutely ultra positively sleep. Yeah, that is the perfect time for. I'm like, oh, doubles is starting.
I'm like, doubles time to go get some food.
Keitaro is a person.
But Keitaro doesn't even like. He doesn't even like teams. Keitaro, you're saying this, but you're not even a fan of teams in general.
You know what's funny? I actually kind of like teams in this game because I might have a little bias.
You do.
Yeah, I've been.
I don't. No.
Dude, how many times have I practiced teams with you when you came over here?
No, it's because it's a new game. It's gonna watch.
You know why? You know why you can't do teams is because it's not going to have the same heaviness that singles do. Like again, we're comparing it to League. When you look at League, you see TSM. Like TSM is a status, is a brand, is a god. But when you have teams, it's like you have one player plus one player. There's no team. There's a team rush hour. But you guys, no offense, but if you're doing team rush hour, it's not going to have the same effect as TSM. You can't compare. But singles, when you have individual people by themselves, when you have like Zero and Mewtwo King, you can say, wow, that is Mewtwo King. You know, like you're not going to.
Does anybody care about doubles of tennis? I mean, maybe
I don't. Well, it's not going to work, man.
A thing that's interesting about what Omni just said is that, like, it just popped up in my mind. Teams would be a whole lot better if it was like in the Brawl days where there was that static team of like Nairo, ADHD, NAKAT, and False.
Anti-ally.
The anti-ally, high level that can compete with the best at all times. Right now, since the game is still, people are figuring stuff out. It's Gunblade and Keitaro team in 1 week, and then it's Zenodo and Keitaro team in next week, and it's and then Inui and Keitaro, and it's kind of mixed around. I think that teams will settle down and start to become a little bit bigger when people find that partner and start to practice and
another thing.
Do that.
Another thing too. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, it's okay.
Another thing too is because I don't want to compare this to MOBAs. It's impossible because like if you look at League of Legends, if you look at those games, man, like their entire online play where the millions of people play is designed to have 10 people play at once. Whereas if you're trying to play 4 people, if you try to do 2v2s online, somebody's going to lag, and then everyone's going to lag, and then it's just going to be, it's still fun, but it's not, you can't take it seriously because the internet play for teams for Smash 4 is not like as comparable to a game created for a team concept. It's like, I don't see 3v3 4v4s working. I watched it. It was super unhyped.
I understand what you mean. I get what you're saying, but that's not really gonna like change my perspective on it. I still think
I'm not gonna try to change it. I respect it, and I see what you're saying though. I do.
I feel like Keitaro, I hate you. Shut up.
You also can't really practice it either because you can't do it 3v3 or 4v4 online.
Oh.
So yeah, like how are you gonna practice something like that? Like if you're
Dude, we're breaking this man's dream.
No. It's true. It's true though.
Me, Nairo, K-Sizzle at a tournament. We got the family.
Despite wanting
have
to
more than 2 friends.
Despite oh my god. Anyway, despite wanting to actually just test it, these are actually valid points.
Yeah.
Now, aside from teams, we should actually probably get back to the actual meat of the discussion, which was customs and stocks. The real important stuff.
We didn't give our summaries.
Yeah, I attempted to give mine.
1 minute summaries.
Keitaro just drank jungle juice and jumped in and just.
Actually, it was normal iced tea. I did not mix it with this yet, but that's another story.
Bro, you didn't get the red? You didn't get the fruit punch? Oh my god!
I know I should get.
Wait, what flavor is that?
That's the regular iced tea joint.
Dragonberry.
Is that Smirnoff? You know what? Never mind.
No,
this isn't the time. This isn't the time. So
that's candy, right?
Perfect time.
So.
Take a shot.
In my opinion, I gave my piece. I said, as we learn to actually master the game, and if the game does actually pick up in speed, try 3 stocks later down along the road. And in terms of customs, I don't know where I stand in terms of if we're banning some, like the actual jank, toxic, nasty ones. Go for it. Yeah, definitely. That would make me want to play a hell of a lot more in tournament. However, if we're gonna keep Cyclone Kong and me brawler up bees and all this villager nonsense, then it's not going to appeal to everybody. And to those who it doesn't appeal to, I don't think they should get plastered for not going to tournaments or any of that sort of thing.
I feel bad that some people don't want to come out to tournaments because of customs. It's a little sad because I know it seems like almost everyone will come out if there's no customs, but when there are customs, some people will miss out, and that does suck. Besides NAKAT too, there's other people.
Keith, do you have like a minute summary? We haven't heard from you like for the majority of the call. Like, what is your?
He just came. Like he's new.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what you got?
Fresh.
If it's about, well, I feel like personally it should be 2 stock. Maybe if the game does drastically increase in speed, then it should be 3. But I feel like I'm always going to be for 2. But I will try not to attack anyone that wants to do 3. As for customs, I just want whatever the community really wants, like whatever they're happy with.
Yeah.
I went in customs at the beginning and they said no customs, so I took off customs, and then now they're saying customs, so I put back customs. But then now people are complaining. I don't know what they want. Hey, how's it going, guys? Good. Sorry, so I don't know what people want. Do they want customs? Do they not want customs? I just see arguing on the boards. I just want people to come to a final decision because I do not care which one they want. They can have customs, no customs. They can have more importance on doubles. Whatever actually makes the community just agree.
So you don't want a divided community. You want everyone following one meta,
if possible. And
if possible.
It shouldn't be a if possible though, Kitaro. It's something that we need if we are to be taken serious on a higher level.
Well, what if the community says that they want? What if the majority of the community says they want 2 metas? What if they say, you know what, we need to have both?
Damn.
I don't like it. I don't like it. But
Yeah,
what if they said that? I don't like it.
It's no.
I don't like it.
I mean, if
What
they
am
want,
I to practice?
It might happen.
What
It
am
can
I to
possibly
practice
happen
for?
without
That's
a
gonna be up to tournament hosts being able to take that task on.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Good thing I'm not a tournament host.
So good thing.
that's
Time to talk to
fantastic.
TOs. All the TOs. I'll give my spiel on it. Yeah, I'm a 2 stock guy. I don't think 2 stock is going anywhere. I'm pretty sure 1 stock has more of a chance than 3 stock at this point. But I do think that customs. Again, I like Heat. I feel like you just got to go with the majority. I want the community to be a whole. I'm much more concerned about the community being strong and whole and playing the same game and just being strong and united than saying, okay, I like playing this game or this version of this game better, so I'm just going to support this. Like, we've already seen what happens with Brawl when we have a community that's divided, and then we start getting tournaments that people don't want to go to and some that they do want to go to. Tournament attendance goes down, and it's kind of it's rough. And I would much rather not go down that road again. I would much rather just go down a road where the most amount of people want to go down, and that way we can kind of be more united with the most amount of people. So yeah, I would say customs off. I would say 2 stock. But as Dune was saying right now, we can't do any of that because we have Evo planned, and for right now, we have to break it. We have to do the customs. We have to follow the Evo rule set because we are preparing for Evo. Evo is the tournament. It is the Pokemon League, and we gotta follow it because if you're running a tournament now with 2 stock, no customs, you're falling behind the biggest tournament that's coming this year. Yep. So I think we got to ride it out until tournament Evo, and then at that point, if we see some craziness happen at Evo, we'll probably be going down 1 or 2 ways. At Evo, we'll either be like, oh my god, I cannot believe I just watched ADHD upbeat his way to first place. Screw this, we're going back to vanilla. Or okay, you know what, that was actually entertaining. Maybe customs will go. But either way, it's going to be the community deciding in the majority what's going to be the best way to go.
Sorry.
Nairo, I know what you laughing at.
Oh, no.
I mean,
I'm playing the buzz.
If ADHD does upbeat his way to victory, the sad thing about it is that a lot of the people are like, let's say Redditors, I guess you want to say, or streamers, people watching streams, they're going to say, you know what? The game looked terrible at Apex with no customs, and now look at it with customs. Looks even worse. Screw it. Screw everything, and I don't want that to happen either.
Right. But so how you can't avoid it. You can't. Like, eventually it comes down to the fact that this is our game, and our game might be really, really janky game, but I would have much more respect if we just said, okay, you know what, this is it, this is our game, we're gonna play it, and the people from the outside are gonna respect the fact that we play our game, whether or not they get to a point where we can't keep changing, is what I'm saying, because somebody changes their mind, because somebody discovers. We have to eventually put our foot down and say, this is the game that we play, either don't play it or play it. That's it. But if we keep flip-flopping, we don't have a meta, we don't have a game. We just have people's choices deciding what we're going to do next, and we're kind of just wandering the limbo land and not knowing what's coming next. That's not healthy. That's not going to do anything for us. So yeah, man, I think we just got to eventually just see what the community wants the most, and the deciding factor is definitely going to be after Evo.
All right, Gunplay, what you gonna say?
What up, Boss?
Well, I'm just laughing at Keitaro panning the camera to Cherry and Fall.
Boss, baby.
Hey, False. What's up, False?
I am for 2 stocks. I'm actually talking to one of my beautiful friends, Rosalina, and she was watching the stream, and I just was telling her what's going on, and I explained to her, right now we're playing two stock. I told her you get 2 lives in the match, and the match lasts for a maximum of 6 minutes. She's like, what do they want? What other people want? And I told her about 3 stock aiming, and she's like, nah, we ain't trying to be there all day. 2 stocks is 6 minutes. That's exactly what she said to me on Facebook. It was hilarious.
Who's Rosalina?
A friend of mine.
Her name is
Wait,
Rosalina.
is it a real girl?
Yeah.
It's not a waifu? That sounds like a waifu.
Is it Rosalina?
No, not the character. As
No,
a girl,
not the duh, dude.
Does
Like,
she look like Rosalina?
No,
Oh, never mind.
she's
All right.
pretty in Rosalina.
Keith's like,
the character. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, I'm for 2 stock, 6 minutes. I am also for custom moves, but I am advocating for us to get together and talk about how we can deal with the custom moves that we all obviously agree are really kind of dumb. Even though we have seen different ways to get around different custom moves that are controversial. Controversial is the best term, I think, for it. Controversial custom moves. Like DK Natal, like Villager Up B, like Villager Trip Tree. I'm really pushing for us to kind of get together and figure out a way where we can put together some kind of list to as NAKAT said, take out some of the toxicity in the game when it comes to the custom moves. I think that would be best. When it comes to Evo, in my heart of hearts, I thought it was actually a little too early to have a tournament that big with customs, even though I am for customs because of the lack of research at the time when they announced it. And, I still kind of feel like that, but, it is what it is. Evo is happening and it has its rules. So now it's up to players and, not just players, like commentators like myself and Keitaro. We need to do our homework and we need to know, what's going on with custom moves. So when we see it, we know what the move does, how do you beat it, everything. And that's part of being high level at what you do. So you need to educate yourself. I see a lot of players who were actually high level and top players in Brawl complaining that they don't know what certain custom moves do because they don't have the time to look at it. Like, stop with this,
I
it's
agree.
craziness. But yeah, for sure. When it comes to stocks again, I also agree with what Tyrell said about maybe down the line changing it to 3 as the pace of the game may change. And we figure out how to actually play the game better. And as Wes's point, or way earlier on in the stream, we don't even know how to edge guard yet. The game is going to develop. The game is going to become faster. You never know. When Brawl came out, we didn't know about platform canceling. We didn't know about all that stuff right when they came out. It took a while for us to get that DACUS, all of that kind of stuff. So, the game can develop. We can change it to 3 stocks if we need to. When it comes to custom moves, I don't look at it as default moves and custom moves. I look at it as just a bunch of moves in the game. And I would like for players to have that sense of knowing that they can customize their character to fit the needs of how to defeat their opponent in a tournament set with healthy moves that aren't controversial, as I said.
So you're thinking of possibly having some of the custom moves be maybe banned, like if they're really bad.
Yeah, I mentioned it before. Having a ban list, it wouldn't be like gutting the whole game, but just a basic ban list. I'm only talking about 5 or 6 moves in the game are on my mind, and then maybe a complex ban for Villager that you can't have fire balloons and tripping tree on at the same time. You can only pick one. And stuff like that. But yeah, that's basically where I stand when it comes. Did I miss any point? The other point that we talk about? Oh yeah, teams, man. Enter teams. Stop being whack. Oh my gosh, people, you need to.
I'll enter teams when I can win.
No, and that mindset is why you will never rise to the top.
Do you know? And I say this to a lot of Melee players too. I am big in the belief that teams makes you better as a player.
Yep.
Because you learn how to space better, and you learn better awareness.
Yep.
You know how to not overcommit as much, and it definitely helps you in singles.
K-Tall's got this blank face going on loud.
I tell Smash 4 players, I tell Melee players this, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you might be right." But you gotta enter, man. You never will get better at anything unless you enter. Yeah, that's a stink bug. Don't kill it because it'll smell. But
drinking my big bottle of water on stream. Continue.
But yeah, I really like the idea of 3v3s.
Same.
To Nairo's point, practicing it might be a little weird, but
you guys have a lot of people in your own city of New York, New Jersey. So that shouldn't be a problem at all. That should not be a problem.
People get some chemistry, man. And there was actually a post on the Melee and Ami Facebook group, because I actually posted in there, why don't people enter teams? And it was Shroomed that commented, and he said, it doesn't always take a person to have a static teammate. In teams, if you worry about doing what you have to do, pulling your own weight, then it can work.
Exactly, I agree. I team with just about anybody.
Yeah, you don't have to have extremely elaborate leap of faith combo video, false combo video, teams combos. You don't need to do that. Shout out to Leap of Faith though. You guys are awesome at teams, but SWR is the best.
No, they're not. Continue.
But no, if you really,
I'm sorry, NAKAT and False are good at teams.
if you roll in teams and you do what you have to do, and you just understand, don't hit my partner, support my partner, then you can have success playing in teams.
Exactly.
It's not like rocket.
See what place I get tomorrow.
Yeah, try it. Like I'm serious.
As long as you're playing your best, that's all that matters.
What's tomorrow?
No.
Blues Battle Circuit.
Player you are. Like when I enter teams in Melee, I usually enter with an aggressive player because I play support. I play Mark and Ganon. I'm not trying to go in. I usually team with Fox or Sheep so they can go in and do stuff and I can cover them. Know what type of player you are and understand how you play the game, and you can translate that to teams.
That's good.
Boom, get out of here.
Yep. I agree.
The only reason I say that I enter teams when I know I can win is because I personally just don't really care much for teams.
However, finally you say it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I know a lot of other people don't care much for teams.
And then there are a lot of people that do care about it.
Yeah, but I promise you a lot more people care a lot more for singles, and that's why there's more entrants for singles, more coverage for singles, more viewers for singles. It's like players, viewers, literally everything.
How hard do we actually try to promote teams?
Not at all. You guys do not put teams on stream ever.
But listen, the reason why they don't put teams on stream is because when they do get on stream, everyone leaves. Like when I see teams on stream, I'm like, okay, when new singles come on, that's when I'll come back. Like teams are really fun to play, but I assure you that people get more gratification watching the singles.
So you're telling me you'd rather watch Abadongo the Buzz over NAKAT and Falls versus any other team?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because
you're gonna be sitting there. You're gonna be sitting there for now.
But you see, that's everybody's personal preference. Comes down to personal preference.
Like I respect the singles play and I respect the singles realm. Not to say that I respect the doubles realm as well, but I like the fact that singles is 1v1. I like that mono-e-mono. That's all it is. Like when you see squads up, maybe you can do a squads, but when you see squads up in Street Fighter, that's hype because it's still mono-e-mono, but you got your crew with you. I'm just more of a mono-e-mono kind of guy. That's all it is when it comes to fighting games. I mean, no hate to teams. I love teams. It's fun and it's super competitive at high levels, but yeah, that's my bathroom break when I see it.
Bathroom break. That's my nap time. Oh, I didn't get to sleep.
Taro, do you? I know I usually don't do it, but do you usually commentate teams?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, I know, me either. I rarely ever commentate teams.
Why do you not commentate teams? Tell me why, sir.
No, I just like to actually save my energy for singles.
Why are you saving it for singles?
Because it's hype.
Because that's usually where you guys need me.
You know who made teams hype though? Wife when he commentates teams, he's really good.
I can commentate teams, but I could do it well. But I don't know. They're like, hey, I need you for this part of singles, and I'm like, all right, let me focused.
One time RJ was like, Kitaro, I need you for grand finals of doubles. Please come in now. I was like, all right, I'll be right in. I went back to sleep, man. I'm sorry. don't tell RJ that. I told him that my car was.
There's only like 600 people in here. None of us will tell him.
Oh goodness.
But Kitaro, you don't even like teams. Another person might not actually do that.
Yeah, but you're not gonna tell me that.
Which is why I feel like you shouldn't exaggerate it, especially if we're not actually pushing teams at all. We don't we don't try to push it.
All right, one thing
How would you feel about putting teams after singles, NAKAT? How would you feel about
Test
that?
it. Try it. We're trying everything else, right?
But
try it.
You just try.
Why don't you do doubles before singles? That warms you up for singles.
That's how it usually.
That's how we do.
That's usually how it is. But what I'm saying is, if we swapped it, that means we would probably be giving more, because nobody's watching tournaments at the earlier tournaments early in the day. The hype is in the evenings when everybody's like chilling.
That's right.
And so if we move the time slot into the evenings, it will give teams play more of a notice. But yeah, I mean, I guess the question is will the viewers be more hyped for teams play than for singles play? And I don't even know if that really needs to be tested. I feel like it's kind of factual. It's been Smash's history to just throw it out there and be like, let's try it. It's like it's just out there. Like Melee, look at Melee. Melee's teams are really strong and they're really crucial part of the play. But singles will always be king. Same thing with all the Smash. Singles will always be king because the Imano is just way too strong than teams where there is no static teams, where there is no, okay, there's always going to be this person. There's going to be team TSM. It's just, no, it's going to be these two best players versus the two best players. When I see teams, I see 4 single players who are really, really, really good that just decided to duo with each other, and that's all it is. So it's not, doubles does not have that, okay, we're a team and we're a team forever, and we've done this all the time. The only people you see like that have been like that is like wife and husband, or you know, Ken and Isaiah. I'm going to old school, but those are the ones that actually created the concept of legendary static teams. That doesn't exist.
If they broke up as teams, just like if in MOBAs, say like someone from TSM, like you know, when Odd One wasn't their jungler anymore, like people, that was like big news, you know. If like, you know, it would have been big news if around toward the end of the Brawl, Nairo and ADHD didn't team. Or if Tyrell of you and False just like stopped teaming, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it would have actually been kind of big news, you know? Like when teams are established like that and they've been playing for so long, I think that's really good for the look of the game. That's good. That consistency, Wes's buzzword, consistency in it really helps a lot. And I think that Smash 4, us as players, we should start trying to get that consistency in teams. Find a partner and work with them, you know, and
how do you establish that? How do we say, okay, you can only enter teams if you have a static teammate? If you
no, you never want to say that. Yeah, I'm just saying if you guys want teams to be a thing, that's a good way to look at it. You want to be that, like I wanted to be really good at teams in Brawl. I wanted to be Nairo and ADHD, you know. I wanted to be NAKAT and False. That's what I really wanted to be. That's what I was striving to be, you know. But they didn't get to that point overnight. They got to that point by playing all the time, and I think that's what people need to start doing. It's not the fact of forcing people to do it, because you don't ever really want to do that, but everyone's going to have that person or two that they always just have that chemistry with. Like my static teammate in Brawl was Kai, and we did Meta Knight Sonic, and we didn't even have to say anything to each other. We were just like Sonic back throw to my dare to his back, you know. It was going crazy in there, and he always used to know, right, ready, go. I would jump, he would spin dash under me, like you know, it's like that every time. That makes it good for the viewers too when the gameplay is cleaner. And you see some really cool stuff, and that just comes from practicing together.
Keith, you look like you're about to say something. What's up?
Who, me? Oh,
yeah, you look like you got something on your mind.
No, he's staring off into space.
Oh, okay.
How do you know?
This dude looked like he was in deep thought.
Dude, I know you too well, dude. I'm too good at this.
I was listening to Gunblade though. Like he was saying some good stuff.
Oh yeah, what did he say? The last 3 sentences.
His last sentence.
Oh, the last 3 sentences he said.
What was the last 3 sentences?
On blast.
Give me a phone call.
On blast. On blast. Exactly. Get bodied.
I was listening. I just don't remember, man.
Okay, what was the last sentence he said?
Well, the last thing he was speaking about was he was saying, Nairo and ADHD, if those people were to, break up, it would suck. But one thing I was going to say is we don't have teams static enough yet, or like enough results for teams for people to actually care a lot about it. Now it's like, oh, this guy and this guy's teaming? Okay, let's see what happens. But if Nairo and, let's say, False teamed and won tournaments for like half a year, and then people would start to care again. And it's just going to take time. It's going to take some time.
Also, one other thing, for you people that are trying to get better at the game, you hurt yourself when you do see, oh, Nairo and ADHD are teaming. Oh, I'm not going to enter teams.
Yeah, you are hurting yourself.
That hurts you so bad.
It doesn't
that
even
hurts
hurt
people
yourself,
in
it hurts the
singles
community.
too.
It hurts the community too.
And that hurts people in singles too. When this a tournament and this NAKAT, Nairo, Static Manny, the Buzz, and J Tails there, those guys are most likely going to get top 5. But you say, oh well, they're all here. I have no chance of winning. I'm not going to enter.
But you enter singles, and you're still not going to have a chance to enter. The whole point is that when you go to tournaments and you can't win, you don't go. You go to win, but you got to realize that when you go there, you're getting EXP, and you do get a lot of EXP when you do teams as well as when you do singles. If anything, the EXP from doubles is just very unique that you can't get from singles, because you now have 2 really high-level players coming at you at once. It kind of opens up your eyes up a lot more than that. It's just yeah, man. Like if you're gonna spend $5 on singles and you're not gonna win the money, the same thing goes for teams. You should spend the $5 on there to get that EXP, because it's priceless.
All this talk about winning, dog, it's just really pissing me off, because it's like not everyone's going to win. You have to realize that. And also keep in mind, I'm tired of these people who I play to win, I play to get all the money. If Smash didn't have any prize pots or anything, what would this game be right now? Let's be real.
The Japanese did it, man.
The Japanese are awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Like legit,
because they love the game.
Exactly. Like you got people like Zero who live off this game and etc. And granted, he makes videos and all this of saying, "Yo, I want you to get good. Do this." But realistically, he's doing this just to get money. He really there's so much deeper tech he could do, but he's not showing it yet because he knows he wants to stay at the top.
But at the same time, we might not have players like Zero or Mewtwo King, because eventually, if we're only playing for no money, well, now you don't have a job and you got to go get a job, and you can't play Smash because real life will hit you. So if some people can make money off of this, I think that's more of a pro. I wouldn't say no. We should just take the money from away. I think it's definitely helping more than hurting.
I understand that. I'm just saying, but with the money, people are just so obsessed with it to a point where I want to win. I need to get it, etc. At that point. And don't get me wrong, it's competition, yes. But when your goal is more about the money than the community, it's just like, yo, you're becoming shallow. You're making this very shallow.
I like to mention something just because I know that one part where I did mention, oh, if I can make money in doubles, I'll enter it. I just want to mention that I enter singles thinking I might get 159th place. It's just, I like singles, I like the competition, I want to beat people. I feel like it matters, at least to me. So at least on that part, yeah. Doubles is like, let's say there's house breaking 1v1s across the street. I don't play house breaking, nothing. But if I can win house breaking 1v1s, I'll enter it. Same thing with doubles. But singles, I'll always enter no matter what, because I like to play it. Sometimes I don't care to enter, and I'll enter because I know that the tournament has 99 entrants, and it would look so much better for everyone if it's at 100.
That's fair. I understand what you mean with the doubles, because I've noticed this myself when I do doubles tournaments or 3v3 tournaments. It's like I have 8 entrants. I'm like, bruh, really? Like, seriously?
Well,
and I have like 64 singles entrants, and I'm like, okay, no one can. Like, even when I advertise doubles and triples as well, it's like no one has the interest, or they're just too lazy, or they're like, yo, I don't want to spend an extra 5, or I don't even feel like entering.
You got to come early too. A lot of people don't feel like coming early, or they can't make it early, because we do run teams first. So, you run teams. That's another reason why we run singles first, is because not all people can make it early. So, but you know that most people can make it later in the day. So if you set singles later in the day, you'll get the most amount of people in singles. Like, that's just kind of how it works. Doubles does get the shaft, but it does make sense. But I don't know if there's anything we can do to balance it out.
Well, I mean, it just takes people entering to get experience, man. And once they feel comfortable with it, then they'll start entering more. And it, like I said, the gameplay will become cleaner. I want to tell you a little story.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear it. Better be better than Cinderella.
So
yeah, we're gonna conclude very shortly, guys.
There was once a little kid that will always watch us. He's in the chat right now. There was once a little kid that will always watch us play Brawl, and his brother was a top player.
Nairo. Sorry,
Nairo.
Yes, it is Nairo.
Nairo. Okay.
Talking about
Good
Nairo.
story.
His brother K Sizzle was a top player. Nairo always watch us. This is before K Sizzle was even like a top player, but he's a very good player. One day Nairo entered the Brawl tournament and won with Zelda. And we were like, oh man, we should start training Nairo. So Nairo was still playing Zelda, and then we're like, you know what, Meta Knight's the best. You know, play Meta Knight. Man, Cable was like, play Meta Knight. So Nairo started playing Meta Knight, and at first he was upbeat crazy, just doing nutty stuff, and it wasn't clean though. Through practice, he started getting a lot better, and then he started beating people, and then he started being really good people, and he was still playing with the crew, but he, in his practice and his striving to get better, he expanded past us and started reaching out to others to feed that hunger to get better.
Yeah.
The point, and now he is at the point where he is. Same thing with NAKAT. NAKAT got absolutely annihilated sent to the Shadow Realm by me. His first
annihilated.
NAKAT? Oh, you're talking about NAKAT in the early Brawl days when I 3-stocked him with my Marth that I never used to play? Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. I'll take it.
When I double 3-stock NAKAT
Zero to hero
first
though,
tournament
right?
with Snake versus his Fox. Flex. But then NAKAT said to himself, boom, I am never losing the Gunblade again. I am going to train and come back, and I'm going to beat Gunblade. I am officially like what, 1 and like what, 7 versus you or something?
Yeah, actually, you and Katara have never beaten me past that one time.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dang, get body, Katara.
That's like a reverse body.
And
That's
the
like
cat used to play on Wi-Fi. He's a Wi-Fi monster.
Still in.
Played in person all the time.
Huh? Okay, yes, wait, no. You'll still lose.
Shut up. Let's see what happens. Come out to a tournament, bro.
He played on Wi-Fi. He played in person all the time. He did not have success overnight, but it
took like 2 years and a half, honestly.
Yes, and now NAKAT is at the point where he is. The point being, I use those two as examples because they came from being not great players. They were not
the scrubbiest
born.
of the scrubs.
Yes. And
to the goats.
Yeah, I play some of these guys in my chat, and they tell me, "Yo, this is my first time playing Smash competitively," and they are 10 times better than me when I started.
Yeah, you suck.
Right?
I was legit, guys. I was actually literal trash.
I just use every opportunity to bash you. Oh my god!
You were trash at the game. Your dressing style was trash, man.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, no, seriously, I was trash.
I thought the moral of the story for Nairo was that you wanted everyone to pick Diddy and
please no.
I know that's what you were going towards.
Gunblade, don't do that, dog.
But
pick Diddy, baby.
The point of the story is I use those two as an example because they came not being born out the womb as amazing players, but they worked very, very hard to reach their status as a player in both singles and in teams. You notice NAKAT and Nairo are always at the top in teams. It just takes dedication. It takes playing the game and learning about the game.
Have a passion.
And to reach that level, passion. When I hear people say, "Oh, I'm not entering because so and so is entering," you are hurting.
That's literal fraudulence, and I have no respect for that.
Yeah,
same.
Yeah. Get out my house, go.
So
it's sad.
You're hurting yourself when you do that, and I hear a lot of players say that all the time.
I don't
really
see it
bad.
too much though. Is it really still happening?
It well, I mean, remember
man.
I go throughout Smash 4, Melee, even Project M, so.
It's just because I think people they have this bad conception of pop monsters. Basically, you come to tournaments just to feed the pot for the top dudes. But everyone at one point in time is a pop monster. You can't just you can't just skip the pop monster phase and just start winning money. Everyone has become a pop monster. I have been a pop monster. I probably would be a pop monster if I enter tournaments now. When I go to Evo, I'll be a pop monster. But that doesn't matter because you have the ability to transcend. So it's just a matter of having the time, putting in the time, doing your homework, loving the game. And that's it, man. Like I feel like in this game, I feel like Smash 4, any Smash game, if you care about it enough and you do have the time to put it in, and you talk to the right people and you seek out assistance, because the community is here. We're huge. We're everywhere. If you do it, you'll be amazing. And that's why you got people like NAKAT doing the Zero to Hero, man, making some of you guys godlike, which I really respect, NAKAT, man. It's such an awesome concept for a stream, man, where you guys, he's teaching you. You guys can grow and you can watch other people grow.
I'm actually doing that right now because while you guys are talking, but yeah.
Awesome. Look at that. Just inspirational.
Wow. That's...
Yeah, and I mean, the cat has, like, he'll have me come on there and say, watch this match, and, you know, give input and stuff like that. It's not just like a one-man show, you know. When it comes to helping people improve, it's a team effort. Why would, like I don't have a screen, but I want to use my resources and my mind and my studies to help people, and the cat stream is a good outlet for that because he has a program in place to do that. If you have the resources, help people, you know. Omni, you have made videos to bring awareness to issues in the community and things like that, and you've given your input and it started discussion. That's really good, you know. Keitaro smiles a lot. That's really good. You know, Manny, you play Sonic.
Bruh, what you trying to say? Bruh, at least I'm not playing Diddy. I'm not playing. That's all that matters.
That's fine.
Unlike Keitaro, he's playing Diddy.
What do you think Sonic is? He top 3?
No, he's top 5.
Top 5. Everyone underestimates their own main, yo. They're like, no, my main is 7th, man.
The reason I say that is because Sonic's not better than Rosalina, Sheik, and Diddy.
Well, that's another topic.
But they try to make it seem like they work harder than they do, dog.
Anyway, I think Diddy is 7th. I'm joking. He's
Neo said Sheik was 4th, and I was.
Wait, what'd you say, NAKAT?
I said people that undermine their character be trying to act like they work harder. But that's besides the point. You continue, Gunblade.
But if you have the resources to help people out, do it, man. Like that's the most important thing, man. It's a community. It's called a community for a reason. I remember my old high school principal. He retired, but he says it takes a village to raise a man. You know, it's a team that raises someone up to be great, not just a person or two. Nairo's calling me. Look at this.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you. Now I know his number.
Yo.
I'm gonna go back to that VOD.
But seriously, NAKAT, you're really good for doing the Zero to Hero. I appreciate that.
If you keep pronouncing my name wrong, I swear, dog.
I like saying NAKAT. What's wrong with NAKAT?
No, it's not you, Omni, because it's common. Some people actually make that mistake, but since Keitaro's just being dumb, it's an issue.
Some people say NAKAT. It's not NAKAT, is it?
Yeah, it's NAKAT.
Oh, I say NAKAT.
NAKAT.
Like Kakarot.
Nah, that's not it.
So Nairo just gave me some interesting information.
About?
Nairo got disconnected from the Skype call, and he's been trying to get in this whole time, and you need to call him again, NAKAT.
Alright, that's fine.
Kakarot.
He's been trying to get our attention for the law.
Oh, yeah, I don't have my phone on me, Nairo. I'm sorry. Just have NAKAT give you a call, and it will be good.
I swear, Keitaro.
I meant to call you the cat.
If you do it one more time.
I meant to call you the cat. I'm sorry, man. Dude, you know I would never troll you, dude.
That's a damn lie.
Yo, it's gonna be the worst when we move in together. Oh,
yeah, I know. I'm gonna. Ooh.
It's over.
That's gonna be a tight house.
Yeah, yo, when you guys finally move in and get your spot, you gotta have the party.
But I need you to keep in mind, Keitaro, and anybody else, whenever you troll me, the entire stream is gonna do it for the rest of the time. Like it sticks.
That's good.
That's what, no, it's not. It's not good. I get good thing. I'm a Diglett now.
Now that you are Nakarot, now that you're Kakarot, you can get a mem of you as a.
No, they're gonna want a Goku emote.
Get a Nakarot. Get a Goku.
They want a Diglett emote, and I don't even like Diglett. I don't look like a Diglett.
That's hype.
Back to the
match.
That's hype, man. So Nairo, Nairo's not in the call yet.
For NAKAT, I like that.
NAKAT.
I'll take props for that.
I'm gonna start calling you NAKAT now.
Oh god. Alright, so Nairo wanted to join the call, he gets put in and doesn't pick up. No problem. Back to Zero to Hero.
Bruh. Alright, so yeah, did we wrap up the final topics? I think we did all of that, right?
Yes, we did.
So are we what's up?
I feel like unless Nairo picks up, that's it, to be honest.
True.
Alright, Nairo, you got 10 seconds, dog.
Everybody do that.
I'm very happy with how it went, by the way. You guys are all like awesome help. especially the other guys earlier. Wes is hilarious. Doom, all you guys, thank you for staying up, for a couple of hours and actually having this discussion. It'll be on YouTube, definitely. I would like for it to go on Reddit so people could possibly see it, but I don't like posting on Reddit anymore because those things are just...
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
It's if
you're not GR Smash, then everyone hates you.
So...
Oh, you passed that countdown limit.
They love that.
Nairo's dead.
Yeah. All right,
Nairo's definitely
that's
dead.
gonna be it, guys. I'm actually gonna transfer the stream to gameplay now. I'll have the Skype call up if like Gunblade or anybody wants to hang out still. Because I'm
for Final Fantasy.
I'll play it after Zero to Hero.
I'm about to play some League of Legends. Though.
So yeah, thank you guys for definitely joining the discussion. I